And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the the Fed podcast. How you guys doing tonight? It's a Sunday night. You could be anywhere else, but you're here with me. I got the proper branding. We're for real now. I got a good episode planned for you guys. We're going to talk about the NBA Youngboy case, and it is going to be lit. Let's get into it.
Move over, Denzel.
Okay, guys. I used to be a special agent of Homeland Security Investigations. This is the arrest paperwork. Okay, so here is the booking. Cases that I did mostly were human smuggling and drug trafficking. Those are like two crimes that I'm a very good agent, very strong agent. I did a lot of big cases. I've done Title III intercepts, which is basically listening to phones. I've written hundreds of affidavits to arrest people. I've been a grand jury and testified a million times. I've done big cases. I've done. All right, and we are back. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fed. Today we got a good episode planned for you guys. I'm going to be hitting the NBA Youngboy case. As you guys know, NBA Youngboy is all over the internet right now because of his, little beef with Dirk and everything else going on with that, which we're not going to get too much into that, guys. We're not going to really talk about the music too much. We're going to talk about more the what's going on with his criminal case, okay? And as you guys know, he has a federal gun case against him, and we're going to break that shit down. And there's a lot to go through here on this one, guys, all right? So let's see here. Shout out to all you guys in the chat. Let's see here. I'll make sure I don't miss anything. All the supporters, thank you guys so much. Also, guys, just quick, so quick announcements for this week. We got a special guest, I think, coming tomorrow. I don't want to announce it yet, but they may or may not have been featured on an episode. I will say that. And then also we got Money Monday tomorrow, after our show. We got a familiar face in the house right now helping me out. You want to introduce yourself to the people real quick? Or let's see here. If I can figure out how to do this. All right, there you go. Hey, what's up?
Hey, y'all.
You guys recognize her. It's Doll, a.k.a. government name Shaniqua. She's here. She's chilling with us. You want to say anything to people?
I'm excited to be on the show.
All right, cool.
So
yeah, she's helping me out with this one, guys. Obviously, doing these things by herself is tough. So yeah, she'll be highlighting the super chats and everything else like that. So I appreciate it, guys. Let's see what else here I got to say before. All right, now let's just get right into it. God damn it, there's 300 of you guys in here, so do me a quick favor, like the video, and let's get into this goddamn episode. We got some good stuff coming. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go right here. All right, so first, who is NBA Youngboy? You guys are probably wondering, who is this dude? So I got y'all right now with my typical Wikipedia page. So, all right, so here he is, guys. Cantrell Deshaun Gaulden. I think I'm pronouncing that right, Gaulden. Cantrell Deshaun Gaulden. Born October 20th, 1999. Damn, he's young. Known professionally as Youngboy Never Broke Again, also known as NBA Youngboy or simply Youngboy, is an American rapper. Between 2015 and 2017, he released 6 independent mixtapes and steadily garnered a cult following through his work. In late 2017, Gaulden was signed to Atlantic Records. In January 2018, he released the single Outside Today, which peaked at number 31 on the Billboard 100 chart. The song became the lead single for his debut studio album, Until Death Call My Name, in 2018, which peaked at number 7 on the U.S. Billboard 200. So a very successful artist, guys. Multiple Billboard charting hits, okay, and albums. In October 2019, Gaulden released the single Bandit with Juice WRLD, which became his first top 10 single. A week later, he released Al Youngboy 2, 2019, which debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. In April 2020, he released 38 Baby 2, becoming his second chart-topping project on the Billboard 200. Later that year, Gaulden released his second studio album, Top 2020, which followed suit as his third chart-topping project in less than a year. In September 2021, Sincerely Cantrell 2021 was released from prison, topping the charts again, making him the third artist besides Tupac and Lil Wayne to have a chart-topping album while incarcerated, which is actually very impressive. Now, as you guys can see, only 2 other artists have done that. Tupac, I think he went to jail for his grape case, and for Wayne, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was for his firearms case, and where he did some time in Rikers. And for NBA Youngboy, it was the gun case, the federal gun case, which we're going to break down today. Despite his success, Gaulden's career has been marked by a long history of legal issues that began in 2016 and has released multiple projects during his incarcerations. On October 26, 2021, he was released from jail on a $1.5 million bond or bail after serving 7 months and sentenced to pretrial house arrest in Utah. And that's where he is right now, guys. He's actually in Utah. He had a crazy deal where he basically, put up a lot of money, lives in this mansion in Utah that he paid $500,000 cash for. And he has security. He's allowed only some people into the property. And yeah, he has like a bunch of restrictions. So yeah. So definitely they got him on some crazy restrictions. But guys, do me a favor. Go ahead and like the video. Okay, there's 400 plus y'all in here, and I see that we're gonna quickly climb up to 1,000 plus in here. It's gonna get crazy. So let's start breaking this bad boy down. So first and foremost, let me give a little bit of my experience. Right now, we know who NBA Youngboy is. For those, some of you guys don't listen to hip hop, so that's fine. That's why I always do that Wikipedia stuff. Okay, Raul, perfect timing. Right before I get into this, be prepared. Sorry, you had that doll. Be prepared for all the YB fans to hop on this video and praise their Lord and Savior. Yeah. They're about to come in here and start saying, why be better? Why be better? Why be better? Why be better? That's all they're going to do. The fuck Dirk, fuck OTF. Why be better? Why be better? I ain't gonna lie. I listen to Dirk more. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I listen to Dirk more, but I'm a fan of Chicago drill. So like I've been listening to that since like 2012 when Chief Keef came out. So, I guess you could call me biased, but there is no doubt that this man is a talented artist. Pretty much right now he's like, fuck the whole industry. He basically made a song where he dissed everybody, Gucci Mane, Boozy. Yeah, see, I see it. Yeah, look, already in the chat. Why be better? Why be better? Why be better? So hey, at the end of the day, they're gonna sell records. I don't agree with what he said about young King Von. That was extremely disrespectful. I'm a fan of King Von. He's actually one of my favorite artists. It's kind of funny. The former Fed likes a well-known murderer, but hey, he's a talented artist, and his new album, I think I like it a lot. My favorite song off that joint, I actually posted it earlier today. My favorite one off of it, I was listening to in the gym earlier, was "Where I'm From" by King Von. That's definitely because if you guys know the Old Block lore, he talks about what it was like to find out about O.D. Perry getting killed, and then he also talks about what it was like to get when he heard J Money got killed. So back in like 12-ish, 2011. So you get a little bit of an insight of what was going through his mind because he was locked up during that time. If you guys watch that O Block documentary, I go through all that in detail. So if you really know the background of O Block, that song is gonna hit. So anyway, with that said, yeah, see, I could already see it. Youngboy better. Okay, so let's talk about federal gun cases, okay, guys? So that this all makes sense for y'all. In the United States, okay? Someone said in the chat, Myron definitely dabbling in the dark tonight. Fuck you guys. What's my favorite sound effect from the soundboard? Well, for today's episode, it's going to be this one right here. FBI, open up! So, okay. So federal gun cases, guys, typically work like this, okay? So that you guys understand this, because this case is a little unique. I ain't gonna lie. You guys are gonna see that the state did a considerable amount on this case, but gun cases typically go like this. In the United States of America, for all my foreign people out there, if you get convicted of a crime that is punishable by more than 1 year, aka a felony, you automatically no longer are allowed to bear arms. Okay, so in the United States, you got the Second Amendment, right? And the Second Amendment allows you to bear arms. All right, but if you have a felony conviction, you can no longer bear arms in the United States. Okay, now are there some exceptions to it? Yeah, here and there. Like I told you guys before, the state of Texas allows you to bear arms after 5 years in your home after a felony conviction, but in general, you cannot bear arms in most states after you've been convicted of a felony crime. Now, there's a federal statute for this, which I'm going to show you guys right now. Okay, and I'm just doing this one on the fly because I remember it. And I'll share the screen with y'all right now. Hold on. Let me put this over here. All right. I'm just going to show y'all how I be doing this on the fly sometimes just so I can, for the education. All right. So I already know off the top of my head what felon in possession charges. It's 18 USC 922G. And the reason I know this is because I used to charge this bad boy all the time. Okay. When I was an agent myself. This is This is a standard federal statute whenever you catch a felon with a firearm, right? All right, this is Cornell. So it's 922G, right? So we're going to come all the way down here, okay? So, oh man. The G, god damn it. Okay. It is, so first, right? So we're here, right? So look, you got 18 USC 922 unlawful acts, okay? Now, it is shall be unlawful if for any reason, and then boom, you go into like the different things, right? But for this one, we're going to go all the way down to G here. It shall be unlawful for any person, G, one, who has been convicted in any court of a crime punishable by imprisonment for a term exceeding 1 year. See, I didn't even have to look it up. I know like the back of my hand because I used to charge this shit. And then there's 9, if I'm not mistaken, is it 9? Yes, it is 9. Man, I'm fucking good. All right. So there's 9 types of people that are prohibited in the United States, okay, guys, that cannot carry firearms from a federal standpoint, all right? So number 1, I told you already, the most basic one is felon in possession, right? Next is a fugitive from justice, okay? So if you're on the run. 3, who is an unlawful user or addicted to any controlled substance as defined in Section 102 of the Controlled Substance Act, 21 USC. Remember, guys, when we did the Fetty Wap case, we did all the other drug cases. What I teach you guys, the Title 21 is the Drug Enforcement Code, okay? Number 4, who has been adjudicated as a mental defective or who has been committed to a mental institution, okay? So if you're crazy, aka if you're on some weird shit, you know, like can't have a gun, all right? Number 5, who being an alien. I used to charge this one all the time too, because as you guys know, I used to work for Homeland Security Investigations. We used to catch illegal aliens in possession of firearms all the time, all right? Who is being an alien is illegally or unlawfully in the United States, or B, except as provided in subsection Y2, has been admitted to the United States under a non-immigrant visa, as that term is defined in Section 101A of the Immigration Nationality Act, INA, 8 USC 1001 or 1101, all right? And then 6, who has been discharged from the armed forces under dishonorable conditions. Guys, I've always said it before, having a dishonorable discharge is one of the worst things you can have on your record, bro. And it also makes you ineligible to have a firearm in the United States. You are considered 18 USC 922. It's going to be, it's going to be G6 in this case. And I actually did a case like this. If you guys want to go down memory lane real fast. I was doing a big drug case in South Texas back in 2015. And one of the people that we wanted to talk to was the cousin of the main target. Okay. And this guy had served in the Navy. However, he got caught selling drugs at the barracks. Okay. So I contacted NCIS to get his court paperwork from the military courts. Okay. And you know, when you get guys, if you get in trouble in the military, like it's like a 99, like they got like a 80%, 90% like conviction rate, like plead rate, like they just plead, like no one wants to fight nothing, like they're gonna just lose. So I contacted NCIS, got all his court paperwork and stuff like that for a dishonorable discharge, and he got caught with a gun by some sheriff's deputies, right? So me and my buddy from the ATF, we used to work very closely together. That's why I know all these gun statutes. We go and we actually arrest him. We actually arrest him for having a dishonorable discharge and having 2 firearms on his possession. And I think he had a felony as well, but we hit him with the dishonorable discharge because it's a little bit stronger, you know what I'm saying, than just a regular felon in possession. So I remember that we used it, and he didn't want to cooperate. We pulled him in and we said, hey, we want to talk to you, blah blah blah. He didn't want to cooperate. He said, fuck y'all, I don't want to talk. So okay, he stood solid. But yeah, he got arrested for getting dishonorable discharge from the U.S. Navy. Number 7, who, having been a citizen of the United States, has renounced his citizenship. Okay, this is not as common, guys, but there are people out there that renounce their citizenship. Whether they want to move foreign and not deal with not deal with American taxes or whatever. There are people that renounce their citizenship. If you do that, you will lose your ability to bear firearms because you are no longer an American citizen. You no longer enjoy that Second Amendment right. Okay. Number 8, and this is a 2-part one. A, was issued after a hearing of which such person received actual notice and at which such person had an opportunity to participate. And then B, restrain such person from harassing, stalking, or threatening an intimate partner of such person or a child of such intimate partner or person, or engaging in other conduct that would place an intimate person in a reasonable fear of bodily injury to that partner or child. And C, includes finding that such person represents a credible threat to the physical safety of such intimate partner or child, or by its terms explicitly prohibits the use, attempted use, or threatened use of physical force against such intimate partner or child that would reasonably be expected to cause bodily injury. Or 9, who has been convicted in any court of a misdemeanor crime of domestic violence. God damn, nigga, you could have just put this first. But anyway, to ship or transport, and so all those 9 statutes, right? You can't have a gun, and you can't ship or transport in interstate or foreign commerce, or possess in or affecting commerce any firearm or ammunition, or to receive any firearm or ammunition which has been shipped or transported in interstate commerce, guys. Okay, so that is a fucking mouthful there. Myron, what the fuck did you just say? Long story short, all those 9 different types of people are prohibited persons under the United States Section 18 U.S.C. 922. None of these people can have a gun. Now, what they're referring to is if you've been convicted in any court of a misdemeanor crime of violence, right? So if you beat on your wife or whatever, even though it's a misdemeanor, it is the one misdemeanor that automatically makes you ineligible to possess a firearm in the United States. So when I was an agent, they used to make me sign this document. If I'm not mistaken, you know what? Let's see if we can find it here. Let's see if I'm on fire again. It's called the Lautenberg Act, right? Did I spell this right? God damn it. The federal, what is the Federal Lautenberg Act? There we go. Boom. Lautenberg Amendment is a widely known amendment to the Federal Gun Control Act that prohibits the possession of firearms by individuals that have been convicted of domestic violence misdemeanor. So damn, I'm good. I'm on fire today, man. God damn. This is all off the top, by the way, guys. All off the top. You ain't gonna get nothing like this on YouTube. So like the goddamn video, there ain't no other former feds on here that I've given you guys this kind of insight and information. We got way more to break down here in a second. So anyway, so when I was an agent, guys, every year they would have me sign this document that I had not been convicted or arrested and or convicted for a crime of misdemeanor violence, because when you're an agent, they do a background check every 5 years. So are they going to always do a background check on you? And then some guys might get arrested. They might not disclose it, whatever. So what they would do is every year they'd make you sign this thing that, I've not been convicted of anything. And then if you do, and they find out that you got arrested or whatever else like that, they can come back and hit you 1001, baby, hit you for that false statements, which we talked about on the last episode with Ghislaine Maxwell, that dumb juror. Oh man, that dude lied on there, said, I've never been a victim of sexual crime. Like, stupid. That was not true at all. And then next thing you know, now he's probably going to get hit with false statements, aka perjury, or 1001 false statement, same shit. 18 USC 1001. Let me see if I'm right again on this one. I think it's 18 USC 1001. Damn, I'm on it again, baby. False statements, okay? So yeah, don't lie, guys, under oath, all right? So now that we know, right? We understand what 18 USC 922 is, right? Unlawful acts. And then 922G, right, is the felon one. That's what they hit NBA Youngboy with, all right? So we're going to go ahead and now we're going to start breaking down the case, all right, guys? So let me stop sharing here. Actually, no, do I even got to stop sharing? No, I ain't got to stop sharing. I just got it right here for y'all, man. I'm ready to go. Boom. All right? So here's his indictment right here, all right? United States District Court, Middle District of Louisiana, indictment for possession of firearms by a convicted felon, possession of firearm not registered in the National Firearms Registration and Transfer Record. All right. Actually, you know what? Let's go back a little bit further before we go into this. We're going to go ahead and pull up this right here. All right. This is a police report, guys, from the Baton Rouge Police Department. All right. On the incident that happened. As you guys can see, I got a lot here. So let's go through it. Initial report narrative. On September 28, 2020, at approximately 16:30 hours, aka 4:30, myself and the Street Crimes Unit received information from a reliable source that the street gangs that identify themselves as Never Broke Again, NBA, and Bottom Boy Gorillas, BBG, were at an abandoned lot located at 3866 Chippewa Street and the empty lot located on the east side of this abandoned residence shooting a music video. You know what? Let's have a little bit of fun. Give me a 1 in the chat if y'all want me to pull up this address right now on Google Maps. We do a little bit of investigating together here. Give me a 1 in the chat if y'all want me to pull this up on the map. This breakdown going to take forever, but if you guys want me to do it, give me some ones. What are they saying? What are they saying, though?
What? They're saying ones.
All right, we give the people what they want on this one.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull up this Addy.
It's a whole lot of ones.
Yeah, all right. Send me the Addy. I'm coming to you, and let me enlarge it for y'all too. All right, so we got here. Boom. Okay. Control C. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and open up that Chrome tab real fast. All right, boom, it's here. Chippewa Street, and this is in Baton Rouge. All right. Damn. Oh, damn. Okay. It's really the hood, man.
Ooh, the ghetto.
Yeah. So this is where it was. They were probably shooting it right here, is what I'm thinking. Is this? Let's see. This house right here is what? Can I see what number that is? Can I zoom in?
Yo,
That,
Google Maps is
what does that say?
dangerous.
28. 28. Man, my vision sucks.
Yeah.
What does that one say? Okay, 388-522. So, yeah. So it's got to be this one then. It's got to be this one because this is even.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were shooting it right here, pretty much. It's probably a young boy right there. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, so this is it, and this is from May 2013. So this is a lot different now. Let me see if I can move a little bit, if I can get a better year. Damn, man, Google hasn't been out here for damn near a decade, bro. they shook.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't blame them either. But damn. All right. So yeah, this is Baton Rouge, guys. But yeah, okay. So that's probably the house right there. Okay. So and the empty lot located on the east side of this abandoned residence shooting a video. While doing so, it was informed to us by the reliable source that all of these subjects at this location were brandishing firearms, handguns, and long rifles. When officers arrived at the above-mentioned location, we observed several subjects standing around vehicles and in an empty lot. As we pulled up to this location, 3 subjects ducked down, then fled on foot from officers southbound through backyards. The other subjects immediately opened doors to several of the vehicles, closed them, and walked away from the vehicles toward officers. The 3 subjects that fled on foot, Marvin Ramsey, Joshua Butler, and Kendrick Edwards, were apprehended approximately 1 block south of the above-mentioned location. Sergeant J. Barcelona apprehended Marvin Ramsey, which he advised him of his rights orally per Miranda. And guys, Miranda Rights, as you guys know, you have the right to remain silent. If you say it could be used against you in a court of law, blah, blah, blah. So he advised him of his rights, verbally told him. And Ramsey informed them that he had a Glock 21 45 caliber handgun on his person with these serial numbers, with the serial number, right? He informed Sergeant Barcelona that he purchased the firearm from an unknown gun store. He had the handgun concealed on his person. All subjects on scene were detained and placed in the back of police units due to the large crowd forming at this location. A search of the empty lot was conducted, and during which below listed firearms were located in the grass of the nearby lot and underneath the abandoned residence located at 3866 Chippewa Street. A Glock 27 40 caliber serial number found along fence line vacant lot. Bushmaster AR-15 found in grass along fence line in vacant lot. Stag Arms AR-15 found in grass line behind Dodge truck in a vacant lot. Glock 23 found in grass next to road in vacant lot. Springfield XD 40 caliber found underneath 3866 Chippewa vacant residence. Stolen. Oh shit, that's not good. Glock 22 40 caliber found underneath Dodge truck in vacant lot. X-Tar AR-15 found behind the Dodge truck in vacant lot. God damn. Only the listed Springfield XD was confirmed stolen out of Houston, Texas. There was also approximately 7 vehicles on scene at this location. Just so y'all know, young boy's mom lives in Houston. Of the 7 vehicles, the Oldsmobile, Cutlass, BMW, and Nissan Altima were given consent on body camera by the owner to search. There was nothing located in BMW. The Nissan Altima had a small, clear baggie of marijuana weighing approximately 3 grams. There was 1 dosage unit of hydrocodone, aka oxy, right? Located in a clear baggie in the center console cup holder. The other 4 vehicles on scene: 2020 Cadillac Escalade, 2013 Dodge Ram, 2006 Acura, and 2013 Chevy Traverse. No one admitted to knowing. You mean no, man? This guy is a terrible writer. Admitted to owning the vehicles, and a search warrant was written and signed by the Honorable Judge Foxworth. During the search of the above listed vehicles, the below listed was located: 2 green bandanas located in the front seat, 2 green bandanas located in the back seat, ID for Joshua Butler, iPhone located in back seat, iPhone located in center passenger front seat, MacBook Pro computer back seat, hard drive back seat, SD card in back seat. Okay, guys, make a note of this. This shit is going to be very important here very soon. Okay, 29.7 grams of marijuana center console, 5 dosage units of Xanax, and then the 2013 Dodge Ram truck loaded extended pistol magazine located in center console, Glock 20, 10 millimeter between driver's seat and center console, 2 SD cards of passenger front seat, Sporter AK-47 located under back seat, 1 Slatty shirt located under AK-47, 2000, and this is in the 2006 Acura SUV, Palmetto State AR-15, Masterpiece Arms, Century Arms AK-47. God damn, these guys had a lot of fucking guns. 1 digital scale located on passenger floorboard. There was total 16 arrestees at this location. Once we got everyone to first district for processing, we conducted individual interviews to ask about the firearms and narcotics. The below listed is everyone's statement recorded on body camera. As y'all can see, there's a lot going on here. We pull up some chats real quick. Do we have any?
No.
No, I see one here.
That's one. That's a sticker.
Oh, that's a sticker. Oh,
yeah.
Guru Sama, $50 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that greatly, my friend. And you're a member. Oh yeah. Also, guys, I got badges up now for members, so we got y'all, man. And then Big Al, $5. Shout out to Big Mo on his weight loss journey. Someday he can stop using ultra wide on his phone to take selfies. Absolutely. Oh man. And then what else? Oh no, there's a bunch here, dog. Man, you fucking up.
Oh, I already put them up on the screen.
Oh, you put them up on the screen already? Okay, because I got to read them.
I've did all of that.
Got you.
Yeah.
I like YB and Vaughn. Never been a Dirk fan, but I personally don't care for that beef stuff. It only amplifies black on black crime. This is true, sir. RJ Caldwell. You should link up with my friend Colin Noor. He's a stand-up guy. We've been friends for 20 years, and I know y'all. And I know y'all would make dope content. Yeah, man. I hit him up. I told him he could come on the show, but I don't know. I mean, he watched our episode the other day. He said he was gonna link up, but I don't know. Have him DM me Unplug Fit on Instagram. 1T at the end. It's the verified account because I got a bunch of posers that are trying to beat me. What's your favorite sound effect from the soundboard? Oh yeah, we got that one already.
I think you all got it.
Oh, my second favorite one is for Doll right here.
Stupid.
And then 8-4 tree, $2. You really motivate me, bro. I'm starting my YouTube soon. Yes, my friend, absolutely start it. Yeah. YB does have a cult like following, bro. I gotta definitely. They love him, bro. Let's see here. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss any other chats here. Thank you guys so much for the support. By the way, all this money will be used to buy drugs. Just kidding. Myron getting us through this Sunday. I got y'all, baby. And then, I don't know if you guys can see all that stuff in the back over there, but that's new equipment that's here that I'm going to be setting up for the Monday show. So anyway, let's keep going on here. Okay, so these are all the people that got arrested, bro. 16 people they arrested. So Moreland Ramsey claimed this gun. Mauro Batti stated he had the Masterpiece Arms. This guy, by the way, Mauro Batti, guys, he's the one that gets indicted with your boy Youngboy here, which we're going to see here in a second. Okay, Nathan Hayes. So all his friends claimed the guns, it looks like. Anthony Greer claims the drugs. And then let's see what Cantrell told the police here, if you told them anything. Oh, wait, hold on. Nathan. Okay, said he had no guns and arrived on scene in the black Escalade with 29.7 grams of marijuana. God damn it, young boy. You should have said, no, I want to talk to a lawyer. I ain't talking to none of y'all. That's what you guys always say when the police stop you, all right? I would have just said the guns aren't mine. I don't want a lawyer. That's what I would have said. You know, don't claim the drugs, bro. What the hell, man? And here's the thing. I don't think marijuana is legal in the state of Louisiana. So the below listed also had large sums of U.S. currency on their person. God damn, this guy is a terrible writer. It's THEIR and then also hella fucking spelling. Baton Rouge Police Department doesn't know what spell check is, I guess.
This is a legal document?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So he had almost 50K. Bro, what are you doing with 50K? I think it was a music video, so whatever. But look, everybody got quite a bit of money here. Cleveland, Ellie had almost 5K, 3K, 15, 5,000, 10,000. And you guys saw the area that we're just looking at. It was poor as hell. Okay. The above listed amount of U.S. currency total out to approximately $79,431. That's probably more than all these patrolmen make a year. The above listed money was seized due to the fact that the 5-dosage unit of Oxycontin located in an empty lot by the Dodge Ram truck was packaged for the sale of narcotics. The 29 grams of marijuana located in a black Escalade was packaged for the sales of narcotics, and the digital scale scattered throughout the empty lot and vehicles are also used to package and sell narcotics. And sell narcotics means sell, my friend. Holy shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. So they took they basically were able to say, hey, we're going to take this money because we believe it is the proceeds of drug trafficking. Oh man. All right. And then it's upon them to prove that it's not, drug money, which obviously NBA Youngboy can do that, but they just want to fuck with him at this point. Let's be honest. All above listed subjects consented to giving their DNA, and DNA cheek swabs was taken from each subject and dropped in evidence along with their consent forms. All subjects also had their LAACH checked through ICIU and below listed are okay. LA basically is their criminal history. Yeah. So Louisiana archive criminal histories probably checked through CIU and below listed are convicted felons. Cleveland Alley convicted for simple burglary. Morrow Batty convicted for felon in possession of firearm. Anthony Greer convicted for possession of stolen firearm with possession with intent to distribute marijuana. Charles Brown, Ketchel Garden, convicted of aggravated assault with a firearm. Okay, so this is important, guys. Okay, which he was supposed to get, if I'm not mistaken, like 10 years in prison, but he ended up actually just getting like 3 months probation, which is fucking crazy. But that's just the state is very erratic. You never know. Body camera footage available. Cases cleared by arrest. Nothing further. All right, so let's see what else here we got. All right, so now, is this another person? Okay, no, I think this is a copy of the same. Yep. Okay. All right. So this arrest here, guys, led to this right here. This is the indictment. Okay. Honor about, and this is your boy NBA Youngboy, and then Maro D Batty right here. Not to be confused with Batty Boy. All right, Batty. She's Jamaican, guys. In case you. And what does Batty mean, by the way, for the people out there?
What, Bati or Batiman?
Just Bati.
Bati means your butt.
Okay, and then Batiman.
No,
okay,
a homosexual.
Okay, fair enough. Nothing wrong with that community, by the way. We show love to y'all too, but it just not to be confused with Bati. But anyway, for all my Jamaicans out there. All right, so on or about September 28, 2020, in the Middle District of Louisiana, Kentrell D. Golden, aka Youngboy Never Broke Again, aka NBA Youngboy, aka YB. Defendant here, knowingly, he previously had been convicted of a crime punishable by imprisonment for a term exceeding a year. A felony convicted knowingly did possess firearms. That is a Glock model 21 45 caliber bearing serial number AETT23 and a Masterpiece Arms model MPA 30T 9mm firearm bearing serial number FX with an attached Magpul RVG vertical grip. Said firearms having been shipped and transported interstate or foreign commerce. Okay, so what the hell does that mean? So real quick, guys, okay? So in order for you to get hit with a felon in possession charge federally, right? So let's say I'll take you guys exactly. Give me a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to take you through how the feds prove that it's a felon in possession federally. If you guys want me to, give me a 1. If you guys don't, I'll keep going on with the indictment, because this is, I ain't gonna lie to you, this breakdown is gonna take some time. But give me a 1 if you guys want me to break down how the feds charge a felon in possession, or give me a 2 if you guys want me to keep reading the indictment and it's no big deal. Trust me, it won't hurt my feelings.
I see a whole lot of ones.
Okay, I guess we're gonna have to do it. All right, so how do the feds charge felon in possession? This is how it goes. All right, so let's say a police officer, as you guys can see, the state took this case first. This is a federal case, guys, but as you guys can see, the state came up on the case first. So when someone's arrested or someone's encountered and they're a felon or they have a firearm, right? What's going to happen is the gun, the firearm, once the firearm is seized, it's going to be given to the ATF, aka the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, okay? And and explosives, right? We're going to go official their entire name, okay? These motherfuckers right here. You know, let's go all the way here. If we're going to educate people, we're going to educate them all the way. No half-ass shit here. So, boom, right here. Oh, God damn it, move this over here. Okay. All right. ATF. These guys right here, okay? And I know very well how these guys work because, you know, like I said, I worked for HSI, but one of my good friends to this day, ATF agent. So anytime I had someone that I caught with a gun or an illegal alien with a gun or whatever else, I will go ahead and get that gun and I'd give it to my friend, right? My buddy, I'll just call him R, right? For purposes of this. And this is them right here. This is what their badge looks like. This is their seal. And then this is like their official flag. They're actually a very small agency, guys. There's probably 1,000 of them in the United States. There's not that many of them. They're very heavily dependent upon task force officers, which I've broken down several times what task force officers are. But anyway, I give him the gun and he does something called an interstate nexus, okay? And an interstate nexus, guys, is basically what he establishes is this firearm affected interstate commerce. So let's say you got a Glock, right? The spring was made in Massachusetts. The barrel was made in Connecticut. The slide was made in, I don't know, fucking Belgium, right? And then it was shipped into the United States. And then the magazine was made in California. So basically, what he establishes is these different portions of the gun were made in different parts of the country. Therefore, it affected interstate commerce. Now it's a federal offense. And you guys are probably like, what the fuck? What? Yes. What the fuck? That's all it takes for the gun to be to affect interstate commerce. Going back to the indictment here, guys, right? What does it say? And said firearms having been shipped and transported in interstate and foreign commerce, okay? That's very important, guys, okay? The gun has to affect interstate commerce to some degree for the feds to be able to take it. However, every gun that's made affects interstate commerce. So it's a kind of a moot point, but it's just a formality that needs to be done so the feds can come in and take it. If you guys have watched this FedIt for a while, you guys have probably realized that most of these cases where the feds come in, whether it's racketeering or felon in possession or whatever it is, typically involves the interstate commerce being affected, okay? Like the FBI, for example, isn't going to come in on a kidnapping case unless it affects interstate commerce. But that's very easy to do. Why? Because you can use a phone, cell phone. You can use the internet. You can use a gun, whatever it is. All these things affect interstate commerce, all right? Driving across state lines affects interstate commerce, all right? So this is how the feds are able to come in and take jurisdiction on an investigation like this. This could, now, mind you, there's a lot of states that have felon in possession statutes too. Like Florida has one, New York has one. Like pretty much every state has a felon in possession statute as well. But if you want to hit people harder, the feds obviously have 18 USC 922G, which we broke down, right? And as you guys can see here, they got 922D. Oh shit, D, huh? What the fuck is? Okay, G1 and then D and then D twice. Oh, that's for 2 counts for 2 guns. And then what is it? What is it? Let me Oh, 924D. Okay, never mind. Yeah, G1, which is felon in possession. Okay, they got him with the basic one. All right. So that's what they got here, right? The above is in violation 18 USC 922 G1. So count 2, on or about September 28th in the Middle District of Louisiana, Mauro D. Bati, defendant herein, knowingly, he previously has been convicted of a crime punishable by imprisonment for a term exceeding 1 year, a felon, a felony, knowingly did possess firearms. That is a Glock Model 21 40 caliber AE. Okay, so he had the same guns, it looks like, as your boy Youngboy. Now you guys are probably wondering, what the hell? Weren't these guns belonging to some of the other homeboys? So let's look at that real quick, okay? Because I know the AETT one, right? God damn it. Let's see which guns actually belong to who. Okay, so Marlon Ramsey actually claimed this Glock, okay? And then in a Masterpiece Arms Model MPA 30T. Okay, let's FX14. So I just do it by serial number. Okay, okay, yeah. Well, he's fucked. Okay, that nigga. You could claim a gun when you. Oh, god damn.
You stupid.
That one is definitely a fucking. Yeah, my man is a felon and he claimed a gun. Mauro Batti said he had the Masterpiece Arms FX14 A73. And then here you go, boom. Oh man. All right. Well, case closed, guys. All right. That one is definitely a wrap right there for our boy Batti. All right. So count three. On or about September 28, 2020 in the Middle District of Louisiana, Kentrell D. Golden. Hey, and welcome to James NYCGK. Became a member, a YouTube member. And I got y'all badges that are going to be coming in when you guys are, members for a period of time. And the longer you stay on, the cooler the badge. So make sure to stay a member. Don't quit. So count three. On or about September 28, 2020 in the Middle District of Louisiana, Kentrell D. Golden, a.k.a. NBA Youngboy, herein knowingly did possess a firearm as defined by Title 26 United States Code, Section 5845. That is a Masterpiece Arms Model MPA 30T 9 at 0T 9mm firearm bearing serial number whatever with an attached Magpul RVG vertical grip, which firearm was not registered to him in the National Firearms Trace Registration and Transfer Records. Damn. GG. The above is a violation of Title 26 United States Code Section 5861. Okay, which so guys, anytime a firearm is purchased in the United States, guys, it's going to be put in the basically in something called E-Trace that the ATF manages. And let's say hell, okay, I'll give you guys an example. I got guns here, right? I purchased the guns when I was an agent, right? And they were Glocks. I bought them for service, and I was able to buy them using my badge because they were purchased for service, right? Because I don't like the guns that they the standard issue, which was a SIG 229s, a 6 hour 229s. All that shit's trash. Like, what the fuck? This shit is heavy as hell, and it's 40 caliber. Like, nah, I'm good, bro. Like, people. The thing is that if you have high quality 9mm rounds, guys, there's virtually no difference in ballistic tests. So why not carry 9mm, right, with more rounds that you have, so that if you're getting a shootout or something like that, you have more rounds, bro. Like, it's a no-brainer, right? And a Glock is easier to shoot, less recoil. So I was like, I'll fuck this shit. And so Glocks are approved by HSI, Glock 19s, Glock 17s, and Glock 26s. So I went and bought a 26, a 19, and a 17, right? And when I went to go buy them, you have to fill out a form, okay? It's an ATF. You know what, man? Fuck it. I'm gonna pull up the form for y'all. I'm gonna Google this again. It's a ATF firearms purchase form. Forget the name of the form, but it's the form. Yeah, 4473. Bam, there we go. This form right here, guys. This is the form that Kodak Black lied on. Okay. This one right here. What the? God damn it! What the hell is that? Okay, this one right here. Give me 1 second, guys. My bad. I accidentally closed my StreamYard. Okay, so where am I here? Okay, yeah. All right, we're still live. So yeah, this is the form right here, guys. ATF form 4473 firearms transaction records revision. So anytime you buy a firearm in the United States, guys, this is basically the starting point, okay? And it says on here, like, are you a felon? Have you are under indictment? under any court in the United States, blah, blah, blah. And Kodak actually bought a gun. And, you know, and he was a felon. And they ended up getting him for this because he lied on this form. So, so guys, don't buy a gun if you're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Are you under, man, I'm good. I still remember this shit. Are you under indictment or information in any court for a felony or any other crime for which the judge could imprison you for more than a year? Or are you a current member of the military has been charged with a violation of the Uniform Code of Military Justice and whose charges have been referred to a general court martial? So damn, so even if you're being charged, guys, they don't want you to even apply to try to buy a gun. Okay, and then have you ever been convicted in any court, including a military court, of a felony or other crime for which the judge could have imprisoned you for more than a year, even if you received a shorter sentence, including probation? So yeah, this is what you fill out. So whenever you fill out this form and a firearm is purchased, right, it starts to trace. So when I bought my guns, right, I had to fill out this form. Let's say I sell my Glocks, which I would never do, but let's say I sell them, right? And some dude decides, hey, I'm just gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go on a fucking killing spree. And he's running around shooting motherfuckers all over the place, right? The gun gets caught at the scene, right? Or they do a search warrant, they find the guns. They're going to do an e-trace on those guns. They're going to give them to ATF, figure out who purchased them first. They're going to see me purchase them. Bruh. Next thing you know, they're going to show up at my house and they're going to ask me questions. Hey, what happened to these Glocks? And I'm going to say, well, I sold them. Here's a bill of sale to the crazy motherfucker, Edward Guy. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, shit. And then who, by the way, is a Texas Chainsaw Massacre person. And they're going to say, well, sir, you were very stupid, but thank you for your cooperation. We're going to continue. Who did you give? Do you know? Can you give us Ed Gein's information? And next thing you know, I'm a snitch all over the place. Say, well, yeah, that he wears this all the time. He drives this car. This is his name, blah, 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 all that other shit. Because I don't want no fucking ATF agents fucking with me because I sold that gun for $500 and I don't want no fucking problems. All right. Which, again, I'm just kidding, guys. I would never sell my guns because of bullshit like that because I don't trust nobody. But hypothetically speaking, you buy the gun first, you sell it off to a serial killer, the ATF is definitely coming for you, baby. All right? Then they're going to ask you questions. That's how they typically start their investigation to figure out, you know, how the gun got in the person's hands. So anyway, okay, so let me move this over here. My bad, guys. I had the wrong tab open. All right. So let's go back here. Yeah, yo, guys, like the video if y'all are learning some shit, bro. Because I'm dropping a lot of game here. Like, man, give me some fire emojis in the chat if you guys like this. Okay, count 4. On or about September 28th, 2020, in the Middle District of Louisiana, Mauro D. Bati. Okay, so same thing. They hit him with the same thing, and we don't really care about him. We're concerned with Youngboy, but basically, he's the guy that admitted, yeah, bro, gun was I had the gun. Shouldn't have done that, right? And then notice of forfeiture. Basically, they're gonna take. Let's see here. What are they trying to forfeit? Okay, they took the guns. Obviously, that's a no-brainer. Okay. Now, yeah. So as you guys can see, it's a 5-page indictment, not even. What is it? Yeah, 4-page indictment. So Baton Rouge. So matter to be sealed. Yes. Okay. And then the reason why they sealed the guy is because he obviously wasn't in custody. They indicted him in a grand jury. And just so y'all know, real quick, what the hell is an indictment? An indictment is nothing more, guys, than a formal charge by a grand jury. Grand jury convenes. Agent comes in, presents the case. Let me see if an agent presented this one, because as you guys can see, it was actually a state that did this shit. So I'm trying to figure out who was the prosecuting federal agency. Okay, possession. This is the AUSA. Okay, defendant number 1. New defendant. Cool. All right, possession of firearm. Very interesting. I think it was the FBI, bro. But when I look at like the Louisiana documents, I don't see nothing with the FBI. That's why I'm kind of confused here. So, okay. Anyway, all right. So that's the indictment, guys. All right. A formal charge by the United States government against NBA Youngboy and his boy, Bati. All right. So then guess what happens on, this is the arrest warrant that was issued for him. Okay. And it was executed, guys, on March 22nd. He was arrested. All right. And this is a what an official arrest warrant looks like for the feds, guys. Here's his name. You are commanded to arrest and bring before a United States magistrate judge without unnecessary delay. Kentrell D. Golden. It was by indictment. Okay. This was issued on March 10th, 2021, just about a year ago. Aaron Welder Dooms, U.S. Magistrate Judge, and this is out of the Middle District of Louisiana. Because as you guys can see, here's the indictment. So this is how the court system works, guys. You either get indicted through a a criminal complaint or a you get arrested. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. You can get an arrest warrant through a couple of different ways. As you guys can see all these different ways that you can get arrested. Okay. So you got indictment. This is the formal way. This is the primary way that the U.S. government typically arrests you. Okay, is the agent goes in, testifies on the case. The grand jury is there, and then you step out the grand jury room. The USA sits there. They deliberate, whatever, and then they go ahead and they give you a true bill of indictment, which in this case, let's see here, right here, right, boom, true bill. Here's the four-person. They obviously took his name out because they don't want y'all to know who it is. But this is the four-person. They got the true bill done. Then once the true bill comes, you go to the judge. Judge issues an arrest warrant like this, okay? Once you get the arrest warrant, now you can go ahead and go pick up your guy. But you can also get him through a superseding indictment, which is, I've shown you guys what a superseding indictment looks like on the Casanova case, right? It would just be one of these where they add more charges, then it'll say superseding on top, or a criminal complaint, an information, which, what's the case that we did where they filed an information? I'm trying to remember. There was one case that we did where they filed an information. I'll remember. It'll come back to me. And then superseding information, which is very rare, or a criminal complaint. This is the most common. This is also very common, guys. I read, how many criminal complaints have I read for you guys? 1 million, right? And a criminal complaint is when the agent actually writes the affidavit up. It's like on the Hush Puppy case, that was the FBI agent wrote the affidavit up. You guys got all the facts of the case. I personally like criminal complaints the most because you can read them and see what the hell happened. But when it's an indictment like this, it's typically easier because it's a felon in possession. So it's like an easy case to kind of, do. And then you got violation of probation. This is if they're on supervised release. You know what I'm saying? This is all like when they're already like in the federal system and they fucked up. They pissed hot. They didn't show up to a hearing. They haven't been in touch with their probation officer, whatever. These are more when you're in the when you're already in the system. Okay. And then these are the charges that they give you. And then here they gave you the official seal of the Middle District of Louisiana. And that's the issuing officer's signature. That's the judge, guys. That's the judge. And then when the warrant is actually executed, this is the return. Anytime you get a warrant from the court, guys, you have to return it. Okay. So, okay, let me break down what a return is. So give me a second. So, and I'm sorry, because I got to break this out because it's not going to make sense if I continue on. So anytime you get an arrest warrant, a search warrant, a tracking warrant, whatever the hell it is, and you execute it, you have to give a return. And what that return basically is, guys, is to prove to the court that you executed the warrant, okay? And you're giving the court official closure that you did it, okay? It's a CYA for the court, so they're not running around with a search warrant for years. Oh, I'm still searching this place because no, motherfucker, you have to return the joint. Now, with an arrest warrant, obviously, you have to get the physical custody of the person, so you got a little bit more time. But like with a search warrant of a house or whatever, you got like 7 to 14 days to execute it, guys. Okay. And then you have to get that return within 10 days after it's been executed, typically in most districts. Okay. So let's say I search someone's house, right? I do a search warrant. After I do the search warrant, I have to write on the list what I took from that house and give a copy to the owner of the house. Then on top of that, I got to go back to the court, give the return of what I took from the house, signed that it's been executed, and give it to the court clerk. They file it. Done. Okay. So in this case, they executed the arrest warrant. This is the easiest return that you can do because it's just the body, right? And it goes, warrant received on the 11th, and the person was arrested on 3/22 in Los Angeles, California, 3/25/26. And then this is the deputy marshal, the deputy U.S. marshal. That's what it stands for. Brian L. Lucio. Like the fucking video. Ain't nobody gonna break down these court documents to this degree as me, guys. Okay? Ain't nobody else on YouTube used to do this type of work. So that's the executed arrest warrant. Okay? Now, I got something special for y'all, man. Okay? This right here, guys, is the fucking court transcript from the arrest of your boy NBA Youngboy. So we're going to read what the fuck actually happened in the courtroom on that day. I got you. Y'all want me to zoom in? I got y'all. Now, we're not going to read the whole thing, okay? Because this is fucking, how many pages is this bad boy? This thing is long. Yeah, what is this? 61 pages. But don't worry, we ain't going to read the whole thing. We're going to get our attention over to the FBI agent testimony, because this is very, this is crazy shit. Yeah, guys, I go the extra mile for y'all, man. I love you guys. So I spent all day going through this for y'all. So okay, so let me explain what the hell this hearing is first of all. So when you're arrested, okay, guys, let me stop share because I want you guys to focus on this real quick. Actually, no, fuck it. So when you guys get arrested, right, in the federal system, you have to be brought in front of a judge. Okay, you have to be brought in front of a judge. And this is called your initial appearance, okay? Within 24 hours, you need to be brought to a judge, or 48 at the most. But it's typically the fastest possible, okay? The first available chance that you can. So if you get arrested on a Friday, well, the federal courts typically aren't open Saturday and Sunday, so Monday, right, is the next foreseeable time. But without undue delay is, I think, the standard. So when he got arrested in Los Angeles, they had to bring him in front of a magistrate judge. Okay? So when they bring you in front of the judge, it's called an initial appearance. And in there, typically, you're going to get like bond. They're going to hear the circumstances of your case, blah, 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 whatever else. So in this case, guys, you got someone that's essentially a fugitive. Okay? He's in Los Angeles. He does not know that he has an indictment, that there's an arrest warrant out for him at this point, probably more than likely, because the indictment was sealed. And then he gets picked up in Los Angeles. Okay. So we're going to go over the FBI agent's testimony at the federal court. Okay. And it's very telling as to how they got him. So let's go through it, baby. All right. So this is right here, just so y'all know, right? So I'm going to go to the top here, just so you guys know who the hell is who. Okay. So for the plaintiff, Nicola H. Titana, okay, this is the U.S. attorney in Los Angeles. Remember, guys, this attorney has no fucking idea what the hell's going on here. All she knows is that a rapper was arrested in Los Angeles. Okay, I'm the AUSA that's on call. I got to go handle this. And then for the defendant, this is more than likely a public defendant, because he got arrested. They have to put a defender, a lawyer right there and then right next to him to let him know, hey, don't fucking talk. You have the right to remain silent, blah, blah, blah. So they're kind of coming into damage control at this point, right? Because this is not a Los Angeles Central District of California case. This is a Louisiana case. This is not a Los Angeles case. It just so happened that he got arrested in California, so they had to bring him in front of a judge since he was arrested there. Okay? Now that we got that clear. This is the difference between federal cases and state cases, guys. In the state, if you get arrested, right? Let's say, I'll give you a perfect example. Coach the Ghost, rapper, right? I'm going to break down his case, right? He gets arrested in Georgia for murder. New York City detectives come down and get him, right? And bring him back. Here's the thing, though. If they know that you got a warrant, right, for your arrest out of another state, the state that has you has to call and see if they're willing to extradite, okay? And extradition, guys, is basically the process of bringing them from one state to another where they're wanted. Here's the problem, though. The wanting agency needs to have the money, the resources, and actually give a fuck about getting you. One more time. The wanting agency that has the warrant out for you has to actually want you, have the resources to get you, the money and the time to go out there and get you. So more than likely, if you're wanted for a DUI in fucking Washington State and they catch you here in Miami, Miami PD is gonna call Washington State. Hey, we got your guy here. I see that he has a warrant for his arrest out of Washington State. Do you want him? And they're gonna, let's say Seattle PD, right? They're gonna say more than likely, no, because it's DUI. It's not that serious. It's a misdemeanor. We're good. We're not gonna extradite. But let's say you get caught in Idaho. Well, Idaho is substantially closer to Seattle. Hey, we got your guy here. DUI. Looks like he got arrested in Miami too for the same shit. Do you guys want him? Yeah, we'll get him. This is the second time y'all called about him, and he's not that far. We'll send detectives to come get him. Boom. And then they're going to have some detectives fly out from Seattle Police Department, fly out, go to the jail, get his ass, and then bring him back. And that's a case where even if they don't have charges against you, they can hold you because another state has placed a detainer on you to hold you, which is typically called like a governor's warrant, okay? That's how the state goes. But with the feds, it don't matter. They indicted him out of the Middle District of Louisiana, and then he gets caught in the Central District of Florida. It don't fucking matter. It's federal, baby. You're going back to Louisiana, young boy. It don't matter, okay? That's how the feds go. There is no extradition in the feds. You're always going to get taken back. It don't matter. So that's why the AUSA has to show up and this public defender has to show up, because it is a federal indictment. So like the video, guys. That was the main distinction between the feds and the state when it comes to catching people out of state from where they were originally charged. Okay? Damn, that's a lot of sauce for y'all. Okay. So, and then here's the witnesses. Beverly Desmond. He is the FBI agent. Okay, guys? And then there's going to be direct examination by Ms. Theriot, cross-examination by Mr. Filer, okay? And just so you guys know, direct examination is by the AUSA. That means like they're on the same team. I'm going to directly examine you. And then cross-examination is always by the opposition, aka Mr. Flyer, who is the defense attorney, okay? As you see, boom, okay? And then Nicola Tihana, but yeah, there probably two AUSA sitting here because this is a different name, Mr. Theriot, or Miss Theriot. All right, so and then see, literally, guys, look, Miss Theriot, Demary Theriot for the United States, Mr. Flyer, thank you, Your Honor, Attorney Andrew Flyer on behalf of the defendant, the court. I'm sorry, sir, your last name is Andrew Flyer, blah blah blah, and they literally go through the entire conversation. So you guys are gonna see why we're not gonna obviously go through all this. But here's the court. Okay, Mr. Golden, I have here a document that you waived your right to be present in court and instead have elected to appear via video teleconference, and it's been signed. I can't tell if did you sign this document, sir? And then they show it to him more, because I remember doing this shit when I was on the job. And they go, yes, sir. And then before he signed his document, then boom, this is your boy, young boy right here. Yes, Your Honor. Boom. Good. Right. Okay. So let's fast forward to net. You guys get the idea now. This is initial appearance. They got him in custody, ask him these basic questions, right? Yeah. Did you read the indictment? Blah, blah, blah. Yes. Okay. Okay. I would like to supplement the report as to risk of flight. The special agent Beverly with the FBI is present in the courtroom, or I can provide the court additional information about Golda's attempts to flee from arrest in the instant matter. Okay, stop this. The reason why the government is doing this is because they're trying to establish him as a flight risk and a danger to community so that he cannot get what? Bond. That is why the FBI agent is there in court. Normally, guys, for an initial appearance, you know, it's not that big a deal if you're there or if someone else is there. You know, it's just an initial appearance. No one gives a fuck. You arrested him. It is what it is. But when it's a high-profile case like this, and more than likely the subject has the ability to post bond and has the financial resource to do so, you want a fucking agent there that can testify and say, hey, no, this is what happened. This is why this guy's a flight risk, et cetera, because the AUSA can't do it. The agent has to testify. So they have an agent in the court that's going to do this. And I think his testimony is very interesting, guys. So we're going to go ahead and go through it here in a second. But I just want you guys to understand that they had a hard on for him. All right, for the agent to actually sit there in the court and be ready to testify. Okay. So look, see, even the judge says it. All right, is the FBI agent here? Is that what you said? He's in the back, Your Honor. Yes, I see you. Thank you. Okay, so let's go to his testimony. Okay. Okay. Why don't you make your argument and then put the FBI agent on at the appropriate time? See, because the AUSA. The AUSA doesn't know much about this case, so they're like, yo, put this nigga on. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. All I know is middle district court of Louisiana told me that this rapper got arrested and that I need to show up at court, so put this goddamn agent on. I don't know the facts, okay? Because remember, guys, this is a whole other district. See, look at this. While he does have financial resources, he attempted to flee in his instant case to avoid arrest, and we have genuine concerns that he would be willing to travel back to Louisiana to face the charges that he is facing here. So let's go ahead. Okay, so here we go. So the court, okay, tell me the agent's name, please. And then this is for the person that's doing the writing. And then Mr. Desmond, D-E-S-M-E-O-N-D, Beverly. Okay, all right, Mr. Beverly, if you can please come forward. Please raise your right hand. This brings back good memories for me, guys. I remember these days very, very well. Okay. Do you solemnly swear to give the true answers to the questions before this court, so help you God? Yes, sir. Please have a seat. And then he sits down in the fucking chair right next to the judge, right? And guys, now he's under oath. So if he lies, right, he's going to get hit with 1001 perjury, whatever, false statements, all right? So he's under oath now. He can't lie. Please state your name and spell your last name for the record. The witness, Desmond Beverly, last name Beverly. Clerk, thank you. Counsel, thank you, Your Honor. By Mr. Ariel. So this is Theriot. Okay, this is the this is the prosecutor. And by the way, guys, do me a favor. Like the fucking video, because ain't nobody gonna break down a court transcript like this for you guys, because I've done this shit, baby. Ain't nobody else done this on YouTube. I've done this. This is what I used to do. All right. And I will pull up some of my old cases for you guys in the future. All right. So like the video, subscribe, because you ain't gonna find this kind of quality content anywhere else with this detail of explanation. And this is what they always do, guys. This is a standard procedure. Whenever they bring you in and they sit you down, they always ask you what your employment is, what types of investigations you've done, etc. Okay, you're establishing authority as the agent. Agent Beverly, what is your occupation? I'm a special agent with the FBI. And how long have you been a special agent with the FBI? Approximately 9 months. This nigga, bro. Oh shit! Oh shit! Ears are barely wet. Hasn't done nothing. Brand new. All right, fresh out the academy. and he's saying 9 months. That 6 months of those were at fucking Quantico. All right, stop capping, my nigga. 6 months of those were at fucking Quantico. Actually, 5 months of those were at Quantico. I think their academy is 5 months. All right. Because when you go to the Quantico, they pay you as an agent. You're considered 1811 at that point. So he's brand fucking new. All right, this makes sense why they would have him there testifying for a goddamn initial appearance. So anyway, and in your position as an agent with the FBI, were you involved in the arrest of Mr. Golden yesterday in Tarzana? Yes, ma'am. And how did you come to be involved in that arrest? The FBI in Baton Rouge called for our assistance because Mr. Golden was in our area in Los Angeles, so they called for additional assistance from Los Angeles FBI. So we were jointly to try and find Mr. Golden and try to arrest him. Okay. Okay. And you did locate him at the house on Amiga Avenue in the city of Tarzana. Yes, ma'am. And were you present at that house yesterday? Yes, ma'am. Were you present when marked patrol vehicles attempted to stop Mr. Golden when he was driving in a Mercedes? Yes, ma'am. And as you guys know, LAPD tried to do a traffic stop. Okay. But the FBI were sitting there on surveillance, as you guys can see here from this testimony. We getting the real deal now. Can you please tell us what happened when they attempted to make that stop? Once the marked police unit tried to make the stop, Mr. Golden stopped the vehicle and began to flee from marked units. Did he flee at first in the vehicle? Yes, he fled at first in the vehicle and then stopped. And while he was traveling in the vehicle, was he driving safely or unsafely? I didn't see him on the last part of the vehicle chase. In the beginning, he was driving really fastly. The court, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I didn't understand. He was driving what? Driving fast from the start. Thank you. I was about to say, what the fuck is fastly, bro?
You're right.
Right? Stupid. By Ministeria. Was this a residential neighborhood? And you know what, bro? This is probably the AUSA out of Louisiana. Now that I think about it. Yeah, this is the AUSA out of Louisiana. It's probably on. The other AUSA is there in court, but this AUSA is the one asking all the questions. All right. For the FBI agent. And just so you guys know, anytime you have like with the feds, right? So for example, I had when I worked for HSI, right? I was in the Miami field office, right? But if I needed something done, let's say in New York, right? And I couldn't go up there myself, I would send a collateral case over there, and then they would follow up and do whatever I needed. When maybe I needed a witness interviewed or whatever else, they would open up a case for me. They'll go out and do what they need to do for me. They'll do the interview, whatever. They'll write the report. They'll upload it to their case, which is linked to my case. Now, every agency is different, but that's typically how it goes. So in this case, the Baton Rouge FBI field office probably had the main file title, the main case, okay? And then they contacted FBI Los Angeles because they knew he was out there after he had been indicted. And then they were able to, set up surveillance, identify him, and then they were able to set up the arrest, okay? Which is what you guys are seeing here, which this FBI agent is telling you guys. Yes, ma'am. And you said he stopped and he fled on foot. Yes, ma'am. When we approached the car, no one was in the vehicle. Did you see anybody anybody else get out of the vehicle? No, ma'am. Did you see any weapons in the vehicle when you approached it? Yes, ma'am. Behind the passenger seat. What did you see? I seen a tan handgun. And was that handgun loaded? Yes, ma'am. So you got a gun case out of Louisiana as a convicted felon. And then you got another gun and you run away from the police. Well, now you guys know why he ran away from the police. Did it appear to be operational to you? Yes, ma'am. And when Mr. Golden fled, was he ultimately apprehended? Yes, ma'am. How did that happen? We were getting the Tarzana police was able to call the dogs out, and the dogs were able to find him. Was there a helicopter involved in the search for him? Yes, ma'am. A helicopter was in the perimeter as well. And did Mr. Golden give himself up and walk over to the police, or did the dogs have to find him? That I do not know. You said the dogs were able to find him. So what do you know about that? The officers told me that the dogs found them, but I didn't see it myself with my own 2 eyes. Good answer right there, my friend. What I would always say if I didn't know is I don't recall. That was, bro, anytime I didn't know, because the thing is, you don't want to lie. So if you don't know, just say you don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. Or what other people told you. Remember, guys, in this type of testimony, hearsay is admissible. What is hearsay, you say? Hearsay is when someone else gives you information and you're able to testify on what they told you, okay? In trial, however, this is a big, you can't use hearsay in a trial. That's why, like, when I told you guys the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, all those witnesses actually had to show up and give their side of the story, okay? You can't just take what the FBI agent is telling you with the interviews. But in this case, it's just an initial appearance. It's basically him testifying to, show that the guy's a flight risk. Hearsay is admissible, but hearsay is not admissible in trial, all right? So I want to make that distinction because they say hearsay is not admissible in court. It is admissible in court, but not at trial. That's a distinction, guys. All right. And like the goddamn video. How many likes we at right now? Because I'm giving up way too much sauce. I've described. You guys are learning more on FED than you will learn in a federal goddamn academy, bro. To be an agent. You guys do realize that right now, right? Let's see here. I got to see what we got. 1.4K. You guys watching? Yo, we only got 974 goddamn likes. I need more likes, guys. I need at least, there's almost 1,400 you guys in here. Like the video. All right. Get me to 1,000 because I don't want to stop doing this because we got a lot to cover. Okay. The officers told me that dogs found them, but I didn't see it myself with my own 2 eyes. Mr. Filer. Object. Its conclusion and hearsay, Your Honor. That last part. The court sustained. I have no further questions. The court. Okay, Mr. Flyer. Thank you, Your Honor. By Mr. Flyer. Okay, so now they're going to cross-examine him. All right, this is now the defense going to cross-examine him. Try to make him look stupid. Which they're probably not going to be able to, but we'll do it anyway. Agent Beverly, were you present when the vehicle that my client was in was first spotted? Yes, sir. What kind of vehicle were you in, please? I was in a blue Fusion. So it's not a marked indicated police vehicle. It's an undercover vehicle to make it simple. Yes, sir. And how many other vehicles were with you that were law enforcement at this time, if any? Approximately 4. And with respect to stopping the defendant, how did that process happen? Did one of the vehicles, I assume, Los Angeles Police Department, did they activate their lights? Yes, sir. And when the vehicle was first spotted, that you were aware of the vehicle, how did you know that the defendant was inside it? Because we had visual of the defendant, we had visual of him. Did you have visual of the defendant before he entered the car? No, sir. When you saw the defendant in the car, was it more than one of the police vehicles activated their broadcast lights? No, sir. It was one initially, and a second came after the initial one. And once the lights were activated, how long until the vehicle initially stopped? I'll say that Mr. Golden proceeded south on Amigo and made a right turn. I don't know the name of the street, but made a right turn. Then made another right turn on Fire. The name of the street starts with an F. Made another right turn on that street, hit the main street, and at that time, that's when he stopped. That's when the vehicle stopped. Around 2 blocks, approximately 2 blocks city, he fled. And you observe that the vehicle that the defendant was in, when you said it was going, I think it was driving fast. What does that mean in that particular area? Do you know what the zone limit is? Oh, this thing is just reaching now. Zone limit in that area, 30 miles per hour with speed humps, proper name, speed barriers, approximately 30 miles an hour. He was definitely moving. When you say he was definitely moving, what it was your estimate about how fast the vehicle was traveling? It was around 35 miles per hour. Is that correct? Approximately. He was doing approximately 45 to 50 miles per hour. And what was your distance approximately behind that moving vehicle when you first observed it? I wasn't facing the vehicle. I was facing the vehicle, and he was coming towards me. So I had to turn around to catch up with him. The black and white was right on his tail. In order for you to give an estimate of around 45 miles, maybe 50 miles per hour, you had to speed up your particular vehicle to catch up to the patrol vehicles that were behind the suspect vehicle, correct? Correct. But the position of my vehicle and the position of the street that I was approximately I was approximately 70 yards away from the residence that Mr. Golden was at. So for him to acquire speed, it normally gets up to speed pretty quickly, pretty swiftly. So I seen him gaining speed as he came to me. You have no idea of the specific speed. You are just estimating, correct? Correct. See, this guy just being fucking
stupid.
No, he does not know the speed, bro. He's in a fucking unmarked vehicle. That's what the local police officers are doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? That's why they had them out there. So, okay, let me break this down for y'all. You guys are probably wondering what the fuck was going on. So, this is common, guys. Anytime you have someone on surveillance and you want to get them arrested, right? The safest way to do it typically is through a traffic stop, right? And not only that, somebody said, bro, why he be saying nigga? Because I'm black, Ant, you dummy. That's why I be saying it. You gonna get timed out for saying dumb shit like that. All right? Actually, you know what? Time that dummy out. The fuck, man. Fucking idiots out here. Low IQ. He's probably gonna say, oh no, you ain't, bro. You Arab, bro. You ain't black. Is it possible that you could be black and also speak Arabic? Is that possible, guys? Is that possible? But anyway, so anytime you set up a surveillance, guys, and you're going to arrest someone, right? You're gonna have the state and locals with you, and the reason why is because the traffic stop is one of the safest ways to pick someone up. Mind you, remember the FBI has information that he has guns, he has anger problems, he's been arrested before for violent crimes, guys. So they don't really want to hit the house if they don't have to. Okay, so a traffic stop is going to be a little bit safer. So they try to do the traffic stop, make it look natural. Okay, like, hey, the police just traffic stopped you, and oh, hey, just so happens you got an arrest warrant for you, and they pick him up. But he goes on a chase. So obviously everyone else gets involved in a chase. But they were watching him on surveillance. But the feds, guys, they always have unmarked cars. Feds don't have marked cars, especially investigators. Special agents don't drive around in marked cars. When I had my car, it was a, what was it? Ford Explorer, white, unmarked. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna, the feds don't drive around in marked vehicles. That's why the state and locals are so important when you do enforcement actions like this, because they have marked units, they're wearing uniforms, you recognize them, etc. So anytime you do enforcement operations, you want the state and locals with you. That's why they're relying so heavily on them. You guys are probably wondering, why didn't the FBI just do it? Because it's safer and better to do it in this situation based on the facts that were known to them about this guy, NBA Youngboy. Okay, let's see here. Let me hit the super chats real quick if there's any. Did I miss any?
There were some new ones that came through.
Okay, we got Rem, new member. Welcome to the team, bro. We got, let's see here. Just making sure I didn't miss. And if it doesn't show up anymore, don't worry, guys. I'll make sure I read it at the I'll read it like at the at the end. I just won't be able to pull them up on screen. I think I got some here real fast. Let's see. Cali 209, great concept, Myron. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Got the California bear right there. Okay. Shout out to California, the worst state ever. Isaac J. Smooth, can you do a breakdown on what ghost runs are and or on an arms dealer? Thank you. Yeah, I can. If you guys have a federal case of an arms dealer, let me know and I'll break it down for y'all. Big Al, shout out to Big. Oh, okay. I think we're caught up now.
The one just came in.
Okay, NBA DeCali. Just got home and saw your stream on the Fire Stick, and I'm glad my super chat request was fulfilled. Thanks, Myron. You to go. Got you. Yeah. I think, were you the one that asked for NBA Youngboy? Yeah, bro. A lot of you guys asked for this case, bro. A lot of you guys asked for this case, bro. You are just estimated correct. And you did you have to commit or do a U-turn in order to go in the same direction as the vehicle in question? Yes. So because he was probably sitting in place, guys. So this FBI agent was probably sitting in place, like on surveillance, and then he didn't see the car coming. The thing was going to go so fast, so he had to pull a UE, get out of the location he was in, and pull around. Love the content and the time and effort it takes for you to bring it to us. I got y'all, man. Yeah, this took a lot of time. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. And this is probably going to take some time to break down. So did you have to speed up your car to catch up to the suspect vehicle at some point in time? Is that fair? Right. At any point in time, did you look at your speedometer to see what speed your vehicle was traveling? No, sir. Now you just mentioned that there was a particular house or residence that you believed the defendant to either exit or come from, or was that just a guess? Please repeat the question again, sir. Did you see the defendant ever leaving a residence? Yes, sir. And when he left the residence, did he run to his vehicle or did he walk normal? It was normal. He was in the garage, so walked through the house to the garage, and as the garage came up, that is when we seen him in the vehicle. when you saw him, when you saw my client or Mr. Golden, excuse me, walking in any capacity, did you notice him carrying anything in his hands? No, sir. You noticed him carrying a weapon in his hands? No, sir. The weapon that you saw or observed in the vehicle, was it retained by law enforcement or yourself? Yes, sir. Did you retain it? No, sir. Now, when you observed the defendant, Mr. Golden, walking in any capacity until he got to his car or arrived at his car, you never saw anything in his hands that resembled a firearm, correct? No, sir. Any point in time, the defendant do any furtive moments that attracted your attention to that maybe he was going for a weapon? Because we heard none of that. No, sir. Now, with respect to that weapon, and finally was there, and even though this occurred, I think you said yesterday, correct? Correct. Approximately what time? Approximately around 12 at noon. If you know, was there any fingerprint analysis conducted where we can come back and tell this court right now that the defendant's fingerprints were on that weapon? No, sir, not at this time. At some point in time, you saw the defendant and were part of the apprehension specifically of Mr. Golden, right? No, sir. So you mentioned today, and maybe I missed it, but you said that you did not see the last part of when his vehicle finally came to a stop. Is that correct? Correct. Keep up the great work, Myron. You was the GOAT. Thank you so much, Rem. $20. Is that because once you were making a U-turn, you were far enough behind where you did not see that? Correct. So with respect to any observation of the speed of the vehicle, you have no idea with respect to that indicated part, correct? You didn't see it. I didn't see the vehicle, but I seen the other cars in pursuit. So my question was, you never saw that vehicle at that point in time. The last part, I think your word was of the chase. Is that correct? The part of yes, sir. Now, so does that also mean that when you first observed, I will just call it the suspect vehicle to make everything easier, you never saw Mr. Golden leave that car? Is that fair? Yes, sir. At some point in time, he surrendered. Correct. Yes, sir. So I don't know if you guys see what the defense is trying to do here, but he's basically trying to establish, how do you know he really ran from the cops? You don't even know how fast he was going. All right. So he's trying to paint a picture like, bro, you don't even know what the hell was going on. You weren't there. You didn't see it. You were U-turning. You were trying to catch up. So you see how he's trying to discredit the agent's credibility in the story, in the facts. Like, you didn't know that he was running away because you weren't there, even though he was there and the other law enforcement officers told him he was running away. Because remember, guys, this is another good thing. More sauce for you guys. A lot of federal agencies have a do not pursue rule. Okay, a lot of them have a do not pursue rule. Okay, especially if you're out with state and locals, they're gonna tell you always defer to the state and locals to pursue a suspect. And the reason why is because state and locals guys have better equipped vehicles for it. They have lights and sirens. They have do feds come with lights and sirens? Yes, they do, but they're not as good and as sophisticated as the state and locals guys. It's like shitty light and sirens. It's like the type of bullshit you get in the car and you put on the top of the fucking hood, like, okay, time to pursue now. Like, it's bullshit lights. So the state and locals have good lights. The vehicles are designed for chasing. They're souped up motors. Like, you want them to do the chase. You know what I'm saying? They got radio, they got dispatch, they can call backup units. So anytime, most federal agencies are going to tell you, do not chase unless it's like an emergency, especially when you're out with state and locals. You're always going to defer it to them to chase. So that is why they stood back and let the state and locals do it. Okay. And I know for a fact the FBI probably definitely has like a no chase policy, more than likely. They're extremely bureaucratic. He didn't fight with any dogs to the best of your knowledge. Is that correct? No, sir. He did not receive any bite marks, did he? No, sir. And he peacefully, and whether I use the word eventually or not, he surrendered, correct? Yes, sir. Objection calls for speculation. And that's the prosecutor. By Mr. Fowler. Is it true in your presence law enforcement had their guns exhibited out displayed? No, sir. Any point in time did you see the police, including yourself with the FBI, have their weapons out? No, sir. Are you sure about that? Positive. I didn't see anything. Any point in time, and I'm almost done, Your Honor. The court, that is fine. By Mr. Flyer, at any point in time with respect to, and I asked a little earlier about furtive moments in your presence, where you can make the observation, did you ever see Mr. Golden reach behind him or touch the passenger seat and attempt to grab that weapon? No, sir. Now, maybe I didn't hear you correctly, and I apologize. Where was the gun located? The gun was located on the floor behind the passenger seat. Behind. So in the backseat area of the vehicle, correct. You have no idea how that weapon was placed or arrived in that particular area. Is that correct? No, sir. You have no idea if that weapon is even the defense, correct? Not at this time. With respect to the vehicle in question, do you even know if it's the defendant's vehicle? No, sir. You have no idea if the vehicle is if the defendant is registered owner of that vehicle, correct? No, sir. I have no further questions. Thank you, sir. And thank you, Your Honor. The court, you're welcome. Do you have any redirect counsel? Yes, Your Honor. Just very quickly, briefly. And this happens a lot of the time. So the defense attorney tried to come in, make him look stupid. Like, you didn't see nothing, blah, blah, blah. My defendant isn't a flight risk because you don't even know if the car is his or anything like that. So now the AUSA is going to come in and clean up. Agent Bradley, you said that you saw the defendant walk to the garage. Did he have time to come outside of the house and then walk to the garage? No, ma'am, I didn't see that. Okay, well, Mr. Flyer asked you if you saw him walk to the car and if he had anything in his hand. So did you see him walk to the car? No, sir. No, ma'am. So the car was inside the garage. Yes, ma'am. The car was inside the garage. And as we were calling out over comms, the officer that was able to have eyes on it said that the garage is opening up and defendant, suspect is inside. We don't know if, as he was pulling out, there was no tint on the windows, so we was able to identify him. Okay, so when you said you didn't see anything in his hands when he was walking to the car, did you actually see his hands as he walked to the car? No, ma'am. Did you see him walk to the car at all? No, ma'am. Okay, and you said that about how long passed between when this traffic stop was, when the police tried to initiate it, and Mr. Golden was actually taken into custody. Approximately from when the marked unit followed him to the stop, when he actually got him in handcuffs, right? Correct. Approximately it was between an hour and a half hour to two. It's between an hour and a half to 2 hours. And how far from the original house where you saw him pull out in the vehicle was he originally located? 2 blocks, approximately 2 blocks. So 2 blocks away, but it took between 1 and 2 hours for him to get placed in handcuffs, correct? Yes, ma'am. And Mr. Flyer used the word surrendered. Did you see Mr. Golden surrender? No, ma'am. Mr. Theriot, thank you. I have nothing further. The court. Okay. Anything else from the government as far as your argument for detention? Okay. So I don't know if you guys saw what she did here. But basically what she established was he ran for a long time. They were out there for almost 2 hours trying to get him, guys. That's what because the whole purpose of this hearing, because let me make this extremely clear, guys. So number one, he's already been indicted. He's going to jail. It doesn't matter. Okay. He's going back. He's going to get held in custody. He's not going to get a bond. Like, it is what it is, because they're going to have to send him back to the middle district of Louisiana. Okay. More than likely. It would be very unlikely for him to get a bond in a situation like this. But what the government is trying to do is they're trying to strengthen the case for Louisiana, aka why the AUSA from Louisiana is on the teleconference call, okay, and saying, hey, she's establishing that he ran from the cops, he had a gun, he's a danger to community, so that when he comes back to Louisiana, they're gonna have an easier case with not allowing him out. Which I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm shocked he got bond. Period. With this alone right here, this whole chase situation right here, like 99% of people would not get out on bond over this. So I am a little like, what the hell is going on here? But hey, he had a lot of money, so he was able to make it happen. So okay, now we're gonna move on to the next part, and I want to see how many likes we're at. Do you got anything you want to tell the people while I pull this other thing up?
I think he's gonna go to jail.
You think he's gonna go to jail?
Yeah.
We still got some more though.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
There's a lot on
stuff.
this case.
Yeah.
Guns. Yeah, we still got quite a few things here to cover. But yeah, he had a good lawyer. He has a very good lawyer though. His defense team is extremely
I would
good.
Hope so.
Okay, this is what I was gonna pull up for y'all. So I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna teach you guys how to use Pacer again. All right. So hold on. Let me move this fucking bug. All right. So we're gonna go Pacer, middle district. See, you guys can see I was doing some middle district, Louisiana, right? Because I know that's where it is. Had a bunch of people in here saying why be better. That's hilarious. So okay, boom. We're gonna go. Remember, guys, middle district, Louisiana. You're gonna go document filing system. Then I'm already logged in, right? So okay, now I'm gonna go query. All right. So I already have his case here, but just so y'all know, right? So in case you're searching your case from you don't even know from the beginning, but we know His last name is Golden, right? First name, Cantrell. You guys got my first name there. Oh, well, I'm doxxed again. All right, so here it is. USA versus Golden et al. I always do the, you know, I always do the USA versus et al. Because there's going to be like everyone that's involved in the indictment. What is this MJ one? Let's see here. This MJ one. I think this is the California case, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see here. Because MJ, guys, is the magistrate case before it was indicted. Let's see here. Is this a California joint? No. Charging documents. Central District of California. Okay. All right. All right. So let's see here. View this document. Let's see what this is. I'm curious now. Oh, warrant for arrest. Okay. Okay. Indictment. Forfeiture allegations. All right. All right. All right. I just double check real quick. So, okay, this is what it looks like, guys, by the way. This is like docket stuff right here. So you can see here he is, right? Cantrell D. Golden, right? There's his defense attorney, okay? And then complaints, notice of hearing, motion or pretrial release, okay. All right, this is the MJ bullshit. This is not important. What you guys always want to look at, okay, is this right here. The CR. This means it's criminal and it's been indicted by a grand jury. So CR is what you guys want, all right? So you're going to go here, docket report. Could we get an interrogation video as fresh as the suspect? You know what, man? I could go through with you guys on how to do a criminal interview. I could do that one day for y'all. Okay. So here we go, right? This is the official one. As you guys can see, here's the defense team right here. It's a lot of lawyers, man. That's a lot of lawyers. Okay. And then here's the second defendant, the federal public defender. God damn. Bro, you couldn't hook him up with a goddamn. Couldn't hook him up with a lawyer for Bati? Damn, bro. All right. Okay, this guy right here, Joshua Barnett. Man, we gonna hear a lot about him here in a second, man. All right, so here's the indictment, right? Where we pulled it from. This is where I get all the documents from, guys. So I only pulled the ones out. As you guys can see, there's a bunch of fucking documents here, but I only pulled up what's relevant so I don't put you out to sleep. But this is it, right? This is a lot of crap here, as you guys can see. All right. So, all right, let's minimize this real quick. So, so he got released on bond, right? As you guys know, he got released on bond, and this is the wire information. Okay, here's his lawyer right here. The case number. All right, please accept this correspondence to confirm $500,000 was wired to our law firm's operating account on October 25th, 2021. The funds will be transferred to our law firm's trust account on Tuesday, October 26, 2021. I have attached a redacted copy of the confirmation of the wire transfer from Chase Bank to our law firm's operating account. Should you have any questions regarding this matter, please contact me at your convenience. So here we go. Boom. He ain't messing around, guys. $500,000. Boom. There's a proof. Never Broke Again LLC. That's the account name. Sender name. This is probably his manager. Right. Account number. Boom. Okay. So yeah, they sent the money. All right. So, and he got released. Okay. So, and also, just so y'all know, when he got back, right? So before, what led to all this, right? Just so you guys know, I'm going to scroll all the way up, right? So the United States, right? They try to paint him as a very violent individual, okay? Because prior to him getting this bond, because it was a fight, guys, to get him out. He got denied at first, and he got allowed in. And this is basically what the United States wrote, right? As far as like why these were their primary exhibits. Let me tell you guys, he ended up getting the bond, but let me tell you guys, backtrack a little bit here. This is what the government used, right? They go, on May 22nd, 2017, the defendant pled guilty in the 19th District Court to one count of aggravated assault with a firearm. August 22nd, 2017, the defendant was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment, all of which was suspended and 3 years of probation. Okay? That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't know how the hell he did that. Okay? So that was exhibit 1. He was a convicted felon for aggravated assault with a firearm, because if I'm not mistaken, what happened was he shot at some ops, guys, but he ended up missing. Okay, So he pled it down to aggravated assault with a firearm. Then the defense previous probation revocation. So on June 21st, 2019, Judge Bonnie Jackson of the Louisiana 19th Judicial District held a probation. Remember, guys, this is state here. Probation revocation, defendant's aggravated assault with a firearm case. The defendant was alleged to have violated terms of probation with new arrests, United States Exhibit 2. Specifically, he was arrested in February 2018 in the state of Georgia for aggravated assault for kidnapping for beating a female. Oh, shit. Okay? Goddamn. Nigga was just giving her the slaps like, hey, can you imagine with his accent? Shut up, bitch. The full police report is attached as United States Exhibit 8. The defendant was arrested again in Georgia for an altercation with a hotel employee. Damn, this nigga beating up everybody out here, bro. On May 12th, 2019, the defendant was involved in a shooting at the Trump Hotel in Sunny Isles, Florida. Although not the initial assailant, the defendant possessed a handgun during the incident, and individuals who were with him returned fire. An innocent bystander was shot and killed. Several videos of the shooting were obtained by police. They showed the defendant possessing a gun and associating with individuals the court had expressly ordered him to stay away from. Okay, guys. When you're a felon, you can't be hanging out with other felons. And when you're on bond or probation, you can't be out hanging out with other felons. And if I'm not mistaken, he was in beef with a rapper and they got into that shooting. Who was it, bro? Was it Fredo Bang? Chat, I know you. Here's the thing. I don't listen to Youngboy like that. So, chat, tell me who it was that he was beefing with in Florida. Because someone pulled up on him in Florida. That's why this incident happened. It was another rapper. I forget who it was. And for some of you guys that are wondering, Sunny Isles, I mean, dog, you want to give them a quick little update? Like, tell them what the hell. Tell them about you from Florida. Tell them about Sunny Isles.
Isn't it upscale over there? It's upscale, yeah. It's nice, real nice.
It's that Russian money.
Yeah, there's a lot of Miami is drug money.
It's about to be Ukraine money soon.
So I heard.
Yeah. Okay, Julio. There we go. Yeah, Julio. That's what it was. It was Julio, Fredo Bang, and Lit Yoshi on them. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I think it was Julio, bro. So anyway, let's continue on. At the conclusion of the hearing, the court ordered the defendant to serve an additional 90 days in jail and place him on house arrest, okay? And then they go into the arrest on September 28, 2020, right? Yeah, see, look, he's gotten in trouble so many times, guys. So on April 14, 2020, West Baton Rouge Sheriff's deputies responded to a shots fired complaint upon arrival at the scene. The defendant and his associates admitted to possessing and firing firearms at a homemade shooting range. This event was less than 3 years after Golden's conviction for aggravated assault with a firearm. Okay, defendant's March 22nd, 2021 arrest. And this was in LA, as you guys know. We read the agent's testimony, right? The defendant fled from officers in his vehicle at speeds of 80 to 90 miles per hour in a residential area near middle school. The defendant subsequently fled on foot. The Los Angeles Police Department officers and FBI agents with the assistance of air support and police dogs apprehended the defendant after a search that lasted over an hour. The defendant was the sole occupant of the vehicle, and a loaded firearm was found inside. Okay, so basically this is what the government submitted, saying like, yo, he shouldn't get a bond, and he still got a bond. So I ain't gonna lie, guys, I'm a little like I'm trying to figure out, like, normally no one would ever get a bond, guys, with all the shit that he did, right? All the proof that they have, and then him running from the police when they went to execute an arrest warrant. Sign off, bro. And if for some of you guys that are wondering who Lit Yoshi is Fredo Bang's guy. That's like a shooter. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Lit Yoshi is in jail right now for a couple of murders. Yeah, he don't fuck around. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go through some of this evidence, okay? And yeah, see, look, they got the government don't fuck around, guys. Look, they got his old reports from aggravated assault with a firearm, attempted first-degree murder. This ended up getting dropped, guys. Okay, well, he basically shot at a house and he missed. Okay, thank God he missed, because he was trying to kill his ops. And then this is like court documents. Oh, No, hold on. Oh, okay. This is like court documents from court, like from whatever. We're gonna skip all this because this is his old state stuff, which he ended up beating. You know, as you guys saw, he got 10 months. Or sorry, it was supposed to be 10 years, but he ended up getting 3 months or whatever, which is crazy. So let's skip this. Let's skip this. There's something I want to show y'all. I'm going to show you guys the government's evidence as well that they have. And then we're going to get into the suppression hearing.
And he paid that $500,000 to the lawyers.
Yeah, to hold it in a trust for bond. And I think he put up some property money as well.
It's because
he had to put up 1.5 altogether.
He was prepared.
Yeah, he was ready. And they testified at like his record label and all his people, like a bunch of people went in as character witnesses as well, testified on his behalf, and he was able to get put on house arrest in Utah.
Oh, he on some power shit.
Yep. People from like his record label, everything, they came in and testified on his behalf. All right, so this is all. You guys are probably wondering what the fuck is this stuff. This is all the arresting booking paperwork, okay, guys, for everybody when they arrested them on September 28th. This is all the arresting, because remember, guys, they arrested 16 of these guys. So this is all the booking paperwork, as you guys can see. It's quite a bit. I'm just like kind of scrolling through it quickly so you guys kind of see like all the stuff that I went through for y'all, because I love you guys. But yeah, you know, this is all the booking paperwork right here. A lot of paperwork. This is the police reports that we read, right? We read these police reports together. This is the narrative, okay? Now, this is all the state information, right? A lot of stuff. Lots of stuff. These are the guns that they seized. Okay. That we talked about. What is this here? Synopsis. I processed the following evidence. Crime scene report. Okay. This is from someone else that was there. Because obviously different officers are going to write different thing. Okay. Okay, so I did a search warrant. Okay. Ooh, okay. We're going to be talking about this search warrant here in detail. But this is you know, photographs that they got, what they got. Like, this is the itinerary of what was taken. And who is this? Corporal. Yeah, crime scene investigator. All right. What are the likes at, by the way, right now? Guys, get the likes up, goddammit.
It's at 1.2.
1.2?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, we need 1.5, goddammit. We need 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Because we doing the work right now. Okay, let's go a little bit faster. Okay, so now we got some good quality pictures here. All right, this is what they took off the SD card, guys. Boom, there's your boy. And guys, like the video. Who's going to go through and actually show y'all the evidence that the government got on your boy? Like the fucking video right now. Get me to 1,500. Matter of fact, I'm stopping the show. I need 1,500 likes. I've been going hard now for an hour and 42 minutes. No breaks. My mouth is dry, pause. And I've been giving y'all this sauce. And there's more pictures as well. I need 1,500 likes, guys. And we will continue the broadcast. Because ain't nobody breaking down these federal cases to this degree in this detail. I've looked at these other YouTubers that do criminal cases, that breakdowns. They don't go to this level, to this degree. I'm able to actually explain to you guys with intricate detail what the feds are doing, why the feds do it, how they do it, etc. I'm able to actually decipher these court records for y'all and give you guys the clear distinctions between the state, the feds, difference between extraditing with the feds, difference between extraditing between the states, all this stuff. Why? Because I used to do this stuff, okay? This is my wheelhouse. I am cocky about this shit for a reason. I was a damn good fucking agent when I did this shit. As you guys could tell with the passion, you know, that I have when I talk about these cases. So like the goddamn video, all right? Because I work really hard for you guys on these cases. So, yeah, what are the likes at right now?
It's at 1.3.
Yeah, you can. It's 1.3.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, get it to 1.4. 1.4, and I'll continue the broadcast. We don't got to go to 1,500. Get it to 1.4. Also, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Guys, I'm only at 33K subs. I'm trying to hit 100,000. I want that plaque, baby. Okay? Hit the like button, guys. It helps a lot with the engagement, and it helps the channel grow. All right?
It's at 1.4.
All right, cool. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Let's keep going. Let's keep going because I do enjoy this stuff. All right, so here's the Glock right here. Okay, Here he is holding it again. There's the Glock. All right. And that's the same neighborhood we showed y'all, right?
Same house.
Same house, right? Y'all, you recognize those houses? And then, oh man, I think this is the one that's gonna fuck him up because this gun is not traceable. Okay, which means this gun, I don't know where this thing came from. This thing might have been illegally smuggled into the United States.
So hold on, that's not a music video?
No, this is from the music video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was shooting a music video. So, and the cops, the cops got this off the SD card. But we're gonna talk about the SD card here in a second, which we're gonna go into the motion to suppress here coming up next. Right, and that's clearly him, guys. I mean, if that's what is that? That's like what, 4K quality right there. So somebody in the chat saying, "Yo, that ain't Control. That ain't him. That ain't YB." Yo, shout, y'all are some loyal fucking fans, bro. Niggas is like, yo, that ain't him. So yeah. Let's see here. Submit the following items for DNA analysis. Okay. All right. So let's see what else here we got. So and remember, guys, they're submitting all this. The government is submitting. This is all a part of a motion to detain. They submitted all this to try to keep him in jail, and they failed. But this is all the shit that they submitted. The government pictures, the exhibits. Okay, they got his Waycross Police Department. This shit old as fuck. Where's this from? Kidnapping, adult family violence, aggravated assault, family violence. When was this? Okay, this was in Georgia. Okay, Comfort Suites. This is him getting in a fight with his girl. Let's see here. Wow. Let's look at this real quick. Bloody towel. God damn. In reference to a fight between two parties. Ass white. Okay. Oh shit. I observed the female get up struggling to get away while Golden continued to grab her by the hair and attempted to drag her back to the room. The struggle continued for some time before Golden eventually ripped off the female's shirt and drug her into the room. I saw the complainant, Linder, enter the hallway and walk around for a minute, then walk down the hall on his phone calling 911. I saw the two unknown black males come upstairs in the elevator with Ham. It appeared as though the males were talking to Golden about the situation. Ham then returns to the elevator when I saw Golden walk out of the room, dragging the female with his arm around her back. Golden appears to go down the side exit and leaves the building through an emergency exit where he gets in a black color SUV and leaves the scene. The victim was black female that appeared to have cornrow style braids and wearing what appeared to be a black and color jacket with pink sleeves and blue jeans. At the time of the report, I was unable to determine the relationship between Golden and the female. So, okay. So this is, oh shit, bloody towel. A copy of the hotel receipt was dropped in the evidence along with a flash drive containing video footage of the incident and a bloody towel. God damn. Okay. Wow. So, yeah. So, and this is government exhibit 8, right? So guys, they put all this shit together and he still didn't get held. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've never seen this, bro. I've never seen this. If I had this much evidence on somebody, like this much of a background of a violent history, that a gun case like this, and like I'm shocked that they weren't able to keep him without bond. You know, I mean, yo, PoohShiesty. Well, no, never mind. Let me stop that. PoohShiesty shot dudes. Never mind. He really did get that shit back in blood. Like my man robbed the dudes for weed and sneakers. Like, did you hear about this case?
But I did hear that,
bro. Okay, real quick, little. Give me a one in the chat. If y'all want me to give you the quick little summary on what happened on the fucking PoohShiesty case. Give me a one in the chat. If you guys want me to give you a quick little summary, because this shit is crazy. Give me a 1 on there. If you guys don't want me to, I'll go ahead and continue on with this joint. Give me a 2 if you guys don't want me to do it. A 1 if you guys want me to do it. 2 if you don't want me to do it. 1 if you want me to do it. Let's see here while I drink some water.
Looking like a strip.
It's gonna take like 30 seconds. It's gonna okay. They want it. All right, I want your reaction to this shit. Yo, so he tells these guys that he rented a McLaren from them, right? And then he rented a McLaren from them. And then on top of that, He tells them, I want to buy weed and sneakers from you. So they show up to do the deal. Mind you, he shows up in the McLaren that he rented from them. Okay? Dude gets in the car to give him the sneakers and the weed. And he's like, all right, bro, leave the sneakers and the weed there. He's like, what? It's like, and he puts the gun at him. He's like, get the fuck out the car. Yeah. Yeah. So he robs the nigga in his own car, in his own McLaren. And he tells him, get out. And I think one of the dudes like does like something funny. And so Pooh and his boys shoot at them. And Pooh shoots at one of the guys, aka Lontrell Williams, and hits him in the ass. And the other guy, I think, gets hit as well. And then they just speed off with the sneakers and the weed.
That's crazy.
And here's the thing. You want to know how the feds got him? Because the dude that he stole the sneakers from operates an online business where he sells sneakers. Guess what that means?
Got a track number?
No. Affects interstate commerce because it's business on the internet.
Wow.
And then it turned into a Hobbs Act case. Oh, and then also, let's not mention the fact that he committed a drug trafficking crime, even though it was fucking weed, by having a firearm with the marijuana and robbing them at the same time. So he gonna do an easy 5 to 9 years. He just pled guilty a couple months back.
That's crazy. Why they do stupid shit?
You can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit. What's your reaction to that? The people want to know your reaction.
My reaction to
that? Yeah.
He's a fucking idiot.
Hey, he got it back in blood though.
He did, but was it worth it? That's the question.
I don't know, but I'll tell you this though. When I read that shit, I was like, this nigga's crazy. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
he don't fuck around.
I guess he a real one at least.
Right. I ain't gonna lie. He don't fuck around.
Anyway. But yeah, that was a big mistake. You have one of the hottest songs in the US and you out here robbing dudes for sneakers and yo, you know what the craziest part is? He sped off and he dropped like $40,000 in cash. He had the money.
Wow. So he had it was an ego thing then.
Yeah, he robbed them. He had the money. And then you want to know what else? They went back on his Instagram and he was flexing the money, right? And they were able to trace back the serial numbers in the Instagram picture to the serial numbers on the money on the floor of where he robbed the people.
That's fucking crazy.
Yo, you can't make this shit up, bro.
That is crazy.
You can't make this shit up, man. Yo, if you're gonna rob them, make sure you don't leave any trace of money.
Right.
You have 40K. Why don't you just pay the guy for the sneakers and the weed, bro? You would have been done. He would not be in jail right now if he just paid them for the sneakers and the weed. Why just pay them, bro? Oh, and then the guy that got shot in the ass ended up getting indicted for scamming.
Been hot. I ain't gonna lie. I've been hot.
You shot someone in the ass that was a criminal and you didn't have to, like, bruh, come on, man. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Could have waited. You know what I'm saying? Maybe could have got the sneakers for free. All right, son, I'm going to jail. They caught me with the fraud. All right. Anyway. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that little tidbit right there with some of the comedy. But yo, guys, like the video. We got almost 1,600 you guys in here. So all right. So as you guys know, and this one is all right, cool. So we're gonna speed through this one right here. So the government obviously the defense, right? As you guys know, NBA Youngboy has a big and strong legal team. So what do? They file a motion to suppress, okay? And now to the court, through undersigned counsel, comes defendant Kentrell D. Galden, who moves this honorable court to suppress from use at trial any and all evidence seized and obtained in violation of the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment rights, okay? After reviewing the discovery provided by the government, the defense asserts that law enforcement engaged in a self-entitled operation named Never Free Again. I already know what's about to happen here. So, this is a blatant and arrogant misappropriation of the multi-million-dollar internationally successful music and marketing enterprise Never Broke Again. The operation appears to have been instigated with the purpose of seeking a criminal charge for Kentrell Galden without regard for his constitutional rights and those of the people around them. You know what? Let me enlarge this for y'all. Okay. Discovery shows that law enforcement misled, lied, and failed to disclose important facts to a newly elected state court judge in multiple affidavits. Oh, shit. So these are the allegations by the defense, guys. And just to let y'all know, what is discovery? Discovery, guys, is, let's say I arrest Doll, okay, for, I don't know, fucking making drill analogies when it comes to fornication. All right, drill analogies and walls. Hey, that's a crime. You hurt my feelings in the court of feels, so you're going to get arrested, right? So I have to go ahead now, and I have to provide something called discovery, okay? And discovery, guys, is basically all the evidence that the government has to go over to the defense, okay? So the defense can analyze the evidence, you know, build the defense, and go ahead and, you know, prepare for trial. So the defense, I ain't gonna lie, they're kind of grasping at straws here, but I get it. They want to go ahead and paint the picture that the police are racist. Okay, let's just call a fucking spade. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm gonna tell y'all what the defense is trying to do here is they're trying to paint the Baton Rouge Police Department as racist and going after a young, successful black man that is making money and bettering his life. And that's what the way they're gonna write this down. Okay, remember, guys, the defense's job is to dilute the water to a degree to cause what? Reasonable doubt, okay? You got to get proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The defense's job is to create reasonable doubt. That's all they got to do, okay? So what they're trying to infer here is that the police department is racist. Remember, guys, it was the Baton Rouge Police Department that that initiated this entire altercation, all right? And remember, the search warrant was done with state search warrants first, okay? And we're going to talk about why this is a problem here later on. I'll give you guys some of my personal experience with this. But they're trying to basically paint them that they had a hard-on for this guy and he was unfairly targeted, all right? Which is you know what, man? That's what the defense does. That's their job, okay? Law enforcement led the state judge to believe that its actions of September 28th, 2020, were based solely upon information provided by a reliable source. Okay? And remember, guys, we read that in the police report. There is no basis of reliability of this source because the information was actually from an anonymous 911 caller. Multiple sworn affidavits misled and misrepresented to the court the nature of the information provided by this anonymous 911 caller. For example, police swore that the reliable source informed that 2 street gangs had gathered on an abandoned property. Remember, guys, they talked about Never Broke Again and the other gang. This picture paints a potential gang fight about to erupt. The true facts from the 911 caller reveal nothing more than legal activity that was not threatening to her or anyone else. No crime was articulated. She identified the gathering to be in front of the rapper's grandfather's house as opposed to asserted abandoned properties. Oh, Lord. The defense is fighting back. Law enforcement responded an overwhelming number in the form of police cars and officers in such manner that was certain to create fear in these young black men and turmoil for the neighborhood where none existed prior to police display of force. And I showed you guys the neighborhood before, pretty quiet, small neighborhood, nothing there, right? Law enforcement then executes a dragnet to detain, handcuff, and arrest 17 young black men, including Golden. No crime had been alleged, but law enforcement used this 911 nuisance complaint as an opportunity to unleash Operation Never Free Again. Law enforcement herded, cuffed, and set dozen or more young men on the asphalt road in the middle of numerous police vehicles. No probable cause or reasonable suspicion existed for most part, if not all, of those arrested. Law enforcement disregarded their rights as they searched, seized, and questioned and trampled upon their liberty, seeking a crime to charge Cantrell Golden. All of these men were charged and booked with essentially the same crimes with little to no effort to individualize the charges of the facts. Golden was charged with possession with intent to distribute oxycodone, possession of a stolen firearm, and possession of a firearm with controlled dangerous substance. All other arrestees were charged with almost identical charges. To this day, no charge related to the facts of September 28, 2020 have been brought in state court against any of these individuals. So they're trying to say that, oh, the feds just had an unfair case against them, blah, blah, blah. All right. So let's see what he wants to let's see if I could skip through some of this. Suppression of statements. Because this is pretty long here, guys. Now, if you guys got, okay, certificate of service. Can we go through all of this? Memorandum in support of motion to suppress. Okay. Because we still got, this is the actual ruling from it, because they actually had the suppression hearing, and then the factual background. Okay, you know what? Let's go with what he let's go with what he wants to get suppressed. That's going to be important, I think, for the thing. Any chats, doll?
Yeah.
That you can pull up real quick. Pull up a couple of them while I get this stuff ready to go about what he actually wants to get suppressed.
There's more comments, and then the other one was blank.
Okay, can you pull them up? Pull up those comments.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. Myron, working hard, thank you, and that's from Michael Meestroke 5. Can you read them too?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, the other one is blank.
Here, I'll put it on you. Okay, the other one's blank. Super sticker. Just give him a shout out then.
Okay, shout out to Antfo.
Antfo?
Yeah, Fo.
Antfo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Y'all bring in some more super chats though.
Thank you so much, Antfo. I appreciate that greatly, my friend.
Mm-hmm. And like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Okay, so now we're gonna go over what he wants suppressed. Okay, so he wants suppression of statements. Wait, hold on. Was there anything else? There was something else he wanted suppressed. Okay, all right, never mind. My bad. All right, the context. So right, they're mad about the name, right? You know, it was actually went to his grandfather's house, right? So 24 hours. You know, they're basically saying that basically they mischaracterized him, right? Now, BRPD, Baton Rouge Police Department, Officer Kenny was the first officer to respond. Officer Kenny's body camera sets the tone for how the police conducted themselves during Mr. Golden's arrest. First, the initial responding officer does not show any fear or belief that he is in any danger as he approaches a group of men standing outside. He does not wait for backup and exits his unit alone. He does not draw his weapon. He does not call for backup, and he does not report any observing any weapons to dispatch personnel upon exiting his vehicle. Next, he begins to corral the young African-American males and detain them, starting with the first person he can physically grab despite not observing that person do anything wrong. Mr. Golden is nearby and is wearing a purple shirt. He is not in possession of any firearms or other contraband. He remains on the scene and does not flee. However, Mr. Golden was detained and within seconds handcuffed and placed into the back of the police unit, where he would remain for several hours until family being brought into the police station for questioning. While our discovery review is still ongoing, at this point, we have not observed Mr. Golden being advised of his Miranda warnings properly. Okay. Pause. Stop the show real fast. So a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the camera on you the whole time. My bad. They probably want to look at you anyway. It's over me. So, so a couple things here. Number one, when you're a police officer and you roll up and you got 10 plus guys, whatever, there's nothing wrong with detaining them and putting them in handcuffs. I know that sounds horrible, but guys, it's a high crime area. He knows who the fuck they are. Let's be honest. He knows that they're NBA, right? He knows that he's outnumbered. So there's nothing wrong with making yourself safe, okay? And detaining and or putting some of these guys in handcuffs, because you're at least from the facts that I have, they're a 911 call, okay? Now, also, when you detain people, you don't necessarily have to tell them their Miranda rights when you detain them. But since he arrested them, right, they arrested them, they're saying that they did not properly advise them of their Miranda rights. And one of the Miranda rights, again, no, it's not fresh going on a date with a white girl. It is, you have the right to remain... You have anything you want to say to that?
Yeah, it's just funny. I'm just laughing.
All right. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say could be used against you in a court of law. Anything, and you have the right to an attorney, blah, 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 right? Simple shit.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying that they didn't advise him of his Miranda rights properly. When he is detained, nor do we see him advised of his Miranda warnings when at various times officers approach him and dialogue takes place within the unit. Certainly no warnings were given when he was questioned at the police station and no written warning was signed. Now, let me tell y'all something about the state. With the feds, I'll tell you guys this right now. We over-Mirandize people. When I was an agent, I would Mirandize people even if I wasn't intending to arrest them, just if I wanted to talk to them. Why? Because I knew that it was just safer to Mirandize them. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Well, if you Mirandize them, they're going to say, what the fuck? I'm not going to talk to you. My thing is this. I always used to phrase it a certain way. Okay? If you guys want me to tell you my little trick, maybe I'll tell you guys later on in the show, a little secret sauce today to get people to talk.
I want to hear that sauce.
But the point is the reason why you do this, guys, is so that if they give you any statements that you can use, they don't get thrown out. Because if you don't Mirandize them, you can't throw them out. And here's the thing: they don't necessarily have to be under arrest. They just have to feel as though they're not free to go. So it's a custodial interview. Okay. That does not mean you have to be under arrest. It could be them taking you to the police station. It could be them putting you in the back of their car. If the defendant does not feel as though he is free to go and you're asking him questions, you got to Mirandize him. Now, this is something that the state fucks up all the time, guys. All the time the state does this shit. With the feds, in federal court, they take Miranda extremely seriously, okay? Which is why I'm not surprised that his defense is attacking them on Miranda. And this is the thing. State officers, a lot of the time, local police, state police, even like state investigators, they fuck this up all the time, guys. I ain't gonna lie to you, because the state does not have the same burden of proof that the feds do. The feds cross their T's and dot their I's, baby. That's why they don't lose. The state, a lot of time, they're sloppy. I'm going to be honest. They're sloppy a lot of the fucking time. I mean, you guys read that police report. That shit was atrocious. Okay. Certainly no warnings were given when he was questioned at the police station, and no written warning was signed. More troubling, Mr. Golden's known counsel, James Menessa, would come out to the arrest scene, make his presence known, and is given the opportunity to speak with Mr. Golden. Mr. Mensa would also go to the 1st District Police Station that evening and meet Mr. Golden while he's detained inside of Officer Barcelona's unit and prior to his formal interrogation. Law enforcement knew that Mr. Golden was invoking his right to counsel and knew he was represented, and yet still attempted to question him without a lawyer. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's a big fuck up. That's a big fuck up, guys. So that's fuck up number. So number one, they didn't read him his Miranda rights. Fuck up number two, he had a lawyer. Y'all didn't let the lawyer come in when you ask questions. Especially if you know that the lawyer's showing up, you gotta wait, bro. You gotta wait. You can't like, nah. When Mr. Golden was detained, he had a significant amount of money on him. That money was seized under the ruse that the jail could not account for such a large sum of cash. Despite that claim being untrue, even hours after Mr. Golden's arrest, the officers detaining him could not articulate a single charge for his detention and acknowledged that he knew the money was not drug money. Simply put, they had nothing to charge him with until they gained access to his film footage, which would show him handling 2 guns referenced within this indictment. Law enforcement blatant disregard for Mr. Golden's constitutional rights as evidenced by his prolonged detention without any observable crime or failure to provide him with adequate Miranda safeguards and a complete disregard for his right to counsel set the stage for how little deference law enforcement had for the constitutional provisions that govern the propriety of their course of conduct. This cavalier attitude would continue with the preparation of various search warrants, which recovered one of the weapons within the indictment, along with incriminating film footage of Mr. Golden. Also, want to let y'all know, the reason why they were able to take the money is because they articulated that it was for it was weak, but they still had the ability to do it. They articulated that it was for drug distribution. As you guys can see in the police report, they wrote there. And this is the importance of reading the police report, then reading the suppression hearing. You see how we're comparing and contrasting things here, guys? Right? That's why I wanted to show y'all everything so you guys can also see what the hell's going on. But we looked at the police report, and in it, they seized it because there were distributable amounts of drugs, and it was packaged in certain ways where they were able to articulate that it was drug trafficking. Now, is it plausible that $80,000 that they found was all from drug trafficking and not from him being a fucking famous rap artist? No, but it allowed them to seize the money at that point. Okay. All right. Film footage. The defense seeks to suppress the entirety of the film footage documenting Mr. Golden's whereabouts, though a more specific focus will be upon the footage of him possessing the weapons found in the indictment on or about the date listed therein. It will be undisputed that Mr. Golden is a famous local rapper. Even the police officer detaining him recognized the fact that he suggested Mr. Golden to Mr. Golden his awareness that the accused had the means to legitimately possess large sums of cash, and even commented to other officers that they had detained his Cantrell cameraman. In fact, Mr. Golden is one of the most popular rappers on YouTube, and his videos have reached record-level heights, according to Rolling Stones magazine. In fact, his YouTube videos have been viewed more than 8 billion times. Okay, what is the defense establishing here? That they knew that he has money, okay? Marvin Ramsey, also known as Rich Porter, is one of 3 cameramen producers tasked with following Mr. Golden around and filming Mr. Golden in private settings. Mr. Golden owns footage with all the property and privacy interests that accompany such viewership until such a time as he may choose to make select portions or clips of the footage public by incorporating the select clips into a futuristic music video. By virtue of filming Mr. Golden's life around the clock, the footage contains highly private, intimate footage of Mr. Golden within his family homes, eating with his family, socializing with friends, family and children, etc. Simply put, his footage captures Mr. Golden's private life in a very intimate way that may only be viewed by law enforcement if they had embedded undercover agents within his closest inner circle. This private film footage is called B-roll film. It simply documents the artist in real life or behind scenes, and proportions can be used down the road when necessary for commercial use, when should Mr. Golden or his production team deem portions of it consistent with the artistic messaging needed for a particular video or social media post. The sheer volume of private information collected by law enforcement is particularly concerning, as it is believed that the seizure of this equipment has placed law enforcement into possession of footage documenting Mr. Golden's most private moments for the past year. They were only able to gain access to this information by an impermissible seizure of the hardware containing the footage and search of its contents. Okay. Guys, so this is going to get fairly detailed. I'm not going to lie to y'all. If you guys want me to continue breaking this down in the same detail that I've been doing, give me a 1 in the chat. If you guys want me to speed it up a bit, give me a 2 in the chat. I'm going to go off what the people want. 1 in the chat if you guys want me to keep going at this detail where I'm reading the document with y'all, right? Taking our time. Or 2, if you guys want me to speed this up a bit. See what y'all say.
It's like 60-40.
60-40?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it like another 5-10 seconds. I want to remember, guys, 1 in the chat if you guys want me to keep going in this detail. 2 if you guys want me to speed it up a bit. I think just to give you guys an ETA, I think if I keep going at this rate, I could probably get this done within the next hour. Just so y'all know. And just so y'all know, don't worry, I'm gonna put timestamps in this motherfucker. So that's another thing as well. So give me a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to keep going at this rate. I will put up timestamps in it, and I think I estimate this will take me probably about another hour to finish everything. Or 2 if you guys want me to speed it up. Okay.
I see more 1s.
It's overwhelming 1s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're probably thinking like on the watch back or anything like that. So no, don't worry, guys. I'll put timestamps in it. Someone says switch up topics. We could do another case tonight. No, my friend. I like to break down these cases in really good detail. Next week, I'll probably give you guys Raul. Next week. So we'll see. Okay. So our supporting memorandum will lay out more of the legal basis supporting this constitutional violation, but the crux of our argument rests upon 1, material misrepresentation made to get the search warrant, coupled with the other constitutional violations referenced within the discussion on why all Mr. Golden's statements to law enforcement need to be suppressed, and 2, facial flaws within the warrant itself, as well as the supporting affidavit. The warrant to search the camera and accompanying SD cards was requested by BRPD officer Joshua Barnett. This guy, we got a lot to talk about with him. The warrant seeks to search the camera Mr. Ramsey was holding when he was detained, along with electronic storage devices recovered during the search of an Escalade associated with Mr. Golden. The warrant's opening salvo is perhaps the most misleading, as it contains at least 5 material misrepresentations. It references information from a reliable source, number 1. 2, concerning 2 named street gangs. 3, brandishing firearms. 4, while filming a rap video by an abandoned house. All of these statements are false. These statements were made with reckless disregard for the truth, and law enforcement knew or should have known that these representations were false and misleading. First, the reliable source appears to be a neighbor calling 911. Yet the supporting affidavit contained no information that would allow a magistrate to adequately assess the credibility of source or the reliability of the information provided. Okay. So when you say that you got a reliable source, guys, an informant, you have to be able to establish in the affidavit why that informant is reliable. If you guys remember, we did the affidavit, I think, with was one of the drug cases I broke down. And in it, you guys saw, informant 1 is such and such, and informant 1 has been documented to be useful in such and such investigations, etc. So whenever you bring in a reliable source, you need to be able to document how that reliable source has been reliable in the past, okay, in the affidavit. Now, at the state level, you might not need to do that, okay, which is why a lot of the times state search warrants get tossed in federal court, because the state, okay, the threshold to get a search warrant for the state is here. The threshold to get a search warrant at the feds is here, guys. It's extremely difficult to get a federal search warrant. So what a lot of people do is they try to circumvent and they get a state search warrant, okay? And a lot of the time, state search warrants get thrown out because they have bullshit. It's not written well. It's not articulated well. They'll mention something like a reliable source, but then they'll not talk about the reliable source. So this right here, guys, is an example of when taking shortcuts does not work. Okay, now granted, in this case, these are state officers, so all they know is the state court system, okay? This will fly in a state court. This ain't gonna fly in a federal court. Second, the 911 caller does not mention rival street gangs in general, much less by name as indicated in the warrant. Third, the 911 caller makes no statements that could be construed to mean the individuals were brandishing firearms. The 911 caller suggested that she observed individuals carrying firearms. She never indicated the firearms were pointed at anyone or used to threaten or intimidate anyone. Fourth, the 911 caller does not mention the filming of video. This insertion is critically important because it is omitted from the vehicle search warrant applications. However, conveniently, when one to search the camera devices, this reliable source suggests these two street gangs are making a video. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. Fifth, the caller actually suggests the young men were in front of their grandfather's home, which is adjacent to the vacant lot and an abandoned home. The tone of the opening sentence suggests a potentially hostile situation was taking place. Such suggestion is contrary to the tone of 911 call and inconsistent with the actions of the first responding officer, whose body camera footage demonstrates neither a subjective apprehension by the officer or an objectively reasonable fear, since no one is holding guns as far as counsel can tell. The police asked to search the camera and related accessories because they believe it would have footage of people handling weapons, and they believe that several suspects in custody were convicted felons. The only basis for that belief is the reliable source, which is a 911 caller who did not mention the video. They simply had no evidence to provide the judge what would be on the camera, much less who it would implicate further. Even if the court finds that there was adequate probable cause to search the footage filmed that day, law enforcement indiscriminately seized nearly a year's worth of footage from various devices and evidence on scene that was processed in a sloppy manner that such that it is impossible to identify where the device, which the incriminating footage was actually located and recovered. Okay, this is very important, guys, because when you do a search warrant, you need to clearly articulate what you're going to search, what you're looking for, and why you have enough evidence to search whatever it is, whether it's a device, a home, whatever it is, a phone. Additionally, the warrant is completely silent regarding a similar call and home search the day before. We believe this omission was an intentional act by the affiant. The search warrant was signed at approximately 9:54 p.m., roughly 5 hours after Mr. Golden was effectively arrested on September 28, 2020. When these misrepresentations are excised from the warrant, there simply is no basis whatsoever to search the camera or its components. Lastly, the plain language of this warrant lacked the specifically required for a constitutional search. On its face, the warrant seeks to search the address of 3866 Chippewa Street, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to locate a Sony 7R camera, MacBook Pro computer, and SD cards. The language of the warrant does not authorize the extraction of any electronic data contained within these devices and orders the affiant to, if things specified are found there, to seize it and hold them in safe custody pending further orders of the court. Holy fuck. Okay, guys, I can say from my experience that when I search a home, back when I was an agent, okay, or I search any a property, or I arrest someone and I come across a phone or whatever it is, I always had to write a search warrant for that device on top of the fact that I had a search warrant for the house. That's just the way it goes, okay? Because the rule is this, guys. Does the person have a reasonable expectation of privacy? Okay? One more time, because this is very important. I want you guys to understand this. This is what the Fourth Amendment hinges upon in the United States of America. Does the person have a reasonable expectation of privacy? Okay? If the answer is yes, 9 out of 10 times, 10 out of 10 times, you're going to have to get a search warrant. Now, are there exceptions to search warrants? Yes. Destruction of evidence, fleeing, is a big one. Destruction of evidence. So let's say I'm chasing a guy and I know that he's gonna fucking destroy evidence or whatever, and I need to go search an area. That's a big one, right? That's a big exception to the rule. Or hot pursuit. These are all exceptions in general. But you need a warrant 99% of the time, guys. Okay, and the fact that they found the SD cards and everything else like that, they should have done another step and gotten another search warrant for the SD cards and for the cameras. Okay, yeah, that was definitely a. And here's the thing, again, guys, this is where the state fucks up a lot. I'm gonna just have to be honest here. This happens all the time with police officers, with detectives, with guys that work at the state and local level. Their prosecutors are not as sharp as AUSAs. I'm just going to fucking say it, man. Okay? They're just not, because ADAs have way more cases than AUSAs. What is an ADA? An ADA is a state prosecutor. What's an AUSA? A federal prosecutor. Okay? Assistant district attorney versus an assistant United States attorney. Okay? AUSAs in the United States, most of them average around 10 to 15 cases that they're carrying. ADA carrying 50 to 100 cases. The dumbass dude that's getting drunk on South Beach that gets into a fist fight, he gets prosecuted by ADA. The guy that goes ahead and does capital murder and shoots his girlfriend in the head because he wants to get home life insurance, that's going to go to ADA. So they have everything, guys, in between, from the trivial bullshit cases all the way to capital murder. So they have a huge caseload. So guess what? They can't prosecute cases with the same aggression, tactics, and care that an AUSA is, which is why the federal court system doesn't lose. They just cross their T's and dot their I's better, guys. I'm just gonna say it, for lack of a better term. So this is a perfect example of the state trying to bring a case federal and fucking up. Okay, simple as that. This happens all the time when I was an agent, all the time. They'll come to me, hey, I got this guy, we did this and that, I want to bring the case federal, and like a detective or a police officer or whatever, I want to bring the case federal, and I'll look over the case and I'll look at it and I'll be like, nah, I ain't taking this. Hell no, because I already know what's going to happen. I know that there's going to be a suppression hearing coming. Now, guys, this is what they filed to do the suppression hearing, okay? And guess what? They get the suppression hearing granted. And I'll tell you guys this, I've done a million suppression hearings. It is not fucking fun, guys. It is not fun at all. It's almost like a mini trial. Okay, they bring you in, they grill you. It's a big deal. It's a big deal because if you lose that suppression hearing, you might lose the case. Okay. All right, let's hit some of these super chats real quick. NCAA Youngboy, Myron, that really. Oh fuck. Okay, hold on. I got y'all with the super chats right now. All right. Great content, FNF Dallas. Thank you so much, Rod. I appreciate that, my friend. $5. NCAA Youngboy. Myron, that really was Youngboy on Google Maps. I don't know if someone else already mentioned it, but it's all over Reddit. He's the one in jean shorts. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Cali 209, the devil is in the details. Facts. Big facts. You always got to get a search warrant, bro. Out of an abundance of caution, you just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going back here, guys, making sure I don't miss anyone's super chats. Perk 30. Shout out, Myron. You saved me from deleting myself. Hey, where's Christina Gaines at? She's home. She's chilling, bro. She'll probably be back this week sometime. Let's see here. What else do we got here? We got. Okay, Myron working hard. Thank you. All right, got you. All right, guys. What time is it? All right. Someone said Myron was dabbling in the dark. What you got to say to that, doll?
I ain't got nothing to say. Y'all can have your own opinions.
There you go. Fuck you guys. So, okay. Also, the warrant references multiple electronic devices recovered from different locations and fails to specify specifically identify these devices. The affidavit makes no attempt to articulate probable cause for each of the electronic devices, despite some SD cards. We don't know which ones or how many were located inside the camera recovered from Marvin Ramsey, nearly a block away from 3866 Chippewa. 2 SD cards were recovered from the front seat of the Dodge Ram truck, and 1 SD card was located in a backpack in the backseat of the Cadillac Escalade. The affidavit fails to indicate what reasons, if any, law enforcement had to believe that incriminating evidence would be located on each of these devices, and therefore the warrant lacks the specificity required for a constitutional warrant. Okay, so they want to. Basically, guys, they want to suppress the SD cards located everywhere. Let's see here. All right, so we got that handled, right? So now we're going to go ahead and get into the ruling portion. And I have an idea, guys. I'm going to give you guys my conspiracy theory here, okay? Because I think I know why this search warrant was written so poorly. I think I know why. But I'll reveal it at the end. It's going to be a little bit of a potential bombshell. But I'm starting to, I'm like, the more I read this, the more I'm like, man, this is some stupid shit. What the fuck are these guys doing? But I'm starting to think, I know why these people, it was written like that. It was written so blandly. Okay. Okay. So they got search warrants for the cars, which gave them, okay, the background search warrants. Okay. So let's go ahead to, this is all the evidence, by the way, just so y'all know. 911 call, right? They got a lot of shit. Search warrant on cameras, search warrant for Cadillac, Cox Communication, search warrant for the Dodge. Okay. A lot of this stuff was done by the state, by the way. Okay. So an FBI agent showed up on the scene, it looks like. Truth's essay Sullivan conversation. And then here's the ATF trace support. This is probably what showed that that gun was not in the registry, right? Which is why he got hit with that Title 26 charge. Search warrant, affidavit for search warrant. Okay, right. Okay, so this is like the fucking thing, right? The government exhibit log, right? And motion to suppress hearing and motion to reconsider. This was scheduled on October 18, 2021. So here we go. Now we're gonna get into a very big part of the case, guys, here. All right. Any new chats came in?
Yeah, one.
Can you pull it up and read it real quick?
It says the only dark that Myron deals with is the legs and thighs at Popeyes on Tuesdays. So what you gotta say about that? You like Popeyes?
And we got the #1 chat in the world, bro. That's all I gotta say to that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, so the matter is before the court on the motion to suppress filed by defendant Kentrell Galden. The United States government filed an opposition to this motion, and Galden filed a reply. The court held a 3-day evidentiary hearing. The court ordered the parties to file post-hearing briefs, and both parties complied. The court then requested supplemental briefing, which both parties filed. For the reasons set forth, Galden's motion shall be granted and in part denied in parts. Okay, so he won and he lost. Okay, so let's get into it. Factual background. All right, we're going to go over the quick facts of the case. And as you guys know, I'm sure you guys heard the facts from a million people, but let's go over it here, just so y'all know. Galden's been charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, 18 U.S.C. 922. Okay. The court finds the following facts by preponderance of the evidence based on the evidence presented at a Franks hearing and a contemporaneous motion to suppress hearing. Okay. And guys, just so you understand, a motion to suppress, okay, quick little background on it. They bring you in, you come in, they put you in under oath, and they try to suppress certain portions of an investigation that they may feel that the police illegally obtained evidence or inappropriately obtained evidence, and there was disregard, or they didn't collect evidence properly. So in this case, what they're trying to suppress is the photographs, right, or the video footage that came from those SD cards, because they believe the search warrant was not specific enough to be able to properly get the evidence from those SD cards, which I ain't gonna lie, they kind of have a case. All right. The events critical to deciding the motion began on September 27, 2020. Okay. So on September 27th, a reliable source informed a senior Baton Rouge Police Department officer that a group of people were on Chippewa Street carrying firearms and filming a rap music video. This senior BRPD officer relayed the information to Sergeant Jesse Barcelona, a patrolman who had previously been assigned to the Baton Rouge Street Crimes Unit, who then investigated. Sergeant Barcelona and 4 to 5 other officers in this unit went to the scene but were unable to corroborate the information provided by the source. Okay, so guys, this is the day prior to the 28th. In other words, officers did not find any firearms or evidence of a rap video filming. According to Sergeant Barcelona, he was unable to corroborate the information related to him because he did not have sufficient manpower to conduct a thorough search. By the way, guys, they brought all 4 of these guys and they subpoenaed them. Okay, just so y'all know, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up for y'all so you guys can see it. They actually subpoenaed these guys, man. Where is it? Right here. Okay. So let's enlarge this bad boy. Okay. Right here. Okay, right here. Return of service of subpoena. For Connie Kirsch, Sergeant Connie Kirsch. And then here, return of service. Right. Boom. Subpoena to testify at a hearing or a trial in a criminal case. You are commanded to appear in the United States District Court at the time, date, and place shown below to testify in this criminal case. When you arrive, you must remain at the court until the judge or a court officer allows you to leave. And that's on August 18th, 9:30 a.m. Okay, so he had to show up. This is the guy that actually wrote the affidavit, by the way, right? So he showed up. So they were sending these guys subpoenas to show up because they're not federal agents. So the court has to give them a formal subpoena to show up. Okay. And then you know what? Let me see here. So yeah, they brought them in a couple of times, it looks like. Yeah, so they brought them back in fucking September. Guys, like the video, by the way, if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. Ain't nobody gonna be able to break down these federal cases like this for you guys, man. All right. So they brought them in a couple of times. Okay, so where are we? So we are in a suppression hearing. Okay, so in other words, the officers did not find evidence of the rap video, blah, blah, blah. According to Sergeant Barcelona, he was unable to corroborate the information related to him because he did not have the sufficient manpower to conduct a thorough search. The next afternoon, officers were dispatched to 3800 Black of Chippewa following an anonymous 911 caller's report that there were several people walking around the area carrying firearms. Sergeant Barcelona heard the dispatch and relayed to Sergeant David Kennedy the information from the September 27th reliable source, even though the information could not be corroborated. So that's important. So the day prior is when they actually got the information from the reliable source. The next day, they got a 911 caller. Sergeant Kennedy was the first officer to arrive on the scene in the evening time, maybe 5 p.m. Footage from Sergeant Kennedy's body camera reveals that he parked, exited his unit, and immediately grabbed the nearest person by the shirt. Sergeant Kennedy, still holding the person's shirt, then ordered several other people to sit down in the street. After those people complied, Sergeant Kennedy handcuffed 4 of them together and proceeded to order other people in the area to sit down in the street as well. At this point, oh, and here is the actual 911 call. Let's read it. 911 operator. And you said they walking them down the street? Yes, ma'am. 911 operator. Can you give me a description of anybody that has a gun? Excuse me, guys. Got a lot of gas. Who? They got dreads on twisties in their head. They black males and okay. So how many did you see? About 7 of them. So every last one of them had a gun in their hand. All the ones I seen, and we got a lot of older people, senior citizens, homeowners. And which way were they going? They just standing in front of a house. I don't know if it's the boy, grandparent, or who. Oh, okay. So she kind of knew that it was probably young boy's grandparents. You didn't see the address they stand in front of? No, ma'am, I didn't see that. Is the house on Chippewa or is it the 38th Street? It's on Chippewa. You turn off of 38th on Chippewa to going towards Foster Driveway. You said it's on the end going towards Foster? Yeah, it's right of 38th. Once you get off of 38th coming from Choctaw, you turn right. Okay, I don't know which way they coming from. Well, they all know because we always calling them out there, and I just hope they don't wait till they leave because that's, too much are going on over there. Okay, you want to be contacted? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Obviously, she's like, hell no. Okay, all right. I'll get somebody to go check it. Okay, thank you. Okay. And then when cross-examined on whether he had seen that person with a gun or any drugs or anything like that, Sergeant Kenny responded no. Sergeant Kenny clarified in response to the question at this point, what crime was he committed? And the person was being detained in reference to the investigation that we're conducting. And this is just a footnote, by the way, guys, just so y'all understand. This is a footnote. It's not really like a actual part of the affidavit or this part. How you guys enjoying this, by the way? So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. All right. We're really breaking this thing down. Okay. At the detentions, the street crimes unit began their investigation. Marvin Ramsey had fled when officers arrived on the scene, and it was caught. Ramsey was in possession of a firearm and a black Sony 7R camera on a rotating mount, which contained an SD card. Golden is charged with possessing the firearm recovered from Ramsey and also seeks to suppress it. Can you pass me that gimbal behind you right there? I'll show them what they mean by a rotating camera. I got one here actually, so I'll show you guys. The officers also secured 7 vehicles, but only ones relevant to this motion are a Cadillac, Escalade, and Acura. Corporal Barnett of the street crimes, and this is guys, this right here is a gimbal. This is what they mean by a rotating camera. Okay, this gimbal helps you get it's a stabilizer. Okay, helps you record, and just so y'all know, the quick little got some things coming soon that's going to have this gimbal on the studio. So sneak peek on some of the stuff. Corporal Barnett of the streets crime unit applied for warrants to search the Cadillac and Acura at around 6:30 and 6:45 p.m. respectively. Judge Foxworth Roberts of the 19th Judicial District issued warrants to search the Cadillac and Acura by 7 p.m. A firearm was found in the Acura, and more SD cards were found in the Cadillac. Those SD cards were found in the camera bag for the camera that Ramsey possessed. The bag also contained firearm magazines for the firearm that Ramsey possessed and a letter addressed to Ramsey. Golden is charged with possessing the firearm found in the Acura and seeks to suppress it. Around 9:30 p.m., Corporal Bennett applied for another warrant seeking authorization to search all of the SD cards, the camera, and MacBook found the scene. Judge Foxworth issued the warrant before 10 p.m. Okay, so he did get another search warrant. The subsequent search of the SD cards yielded images and video, the SD media, that appeared to show Golden possessing firearms. Golden seeks to suppress the SD media, card media. Golden attacks the evidence in several ways. First, he argues that the firearms and SD card media are fruits of the illegal detentions of Golden, Ramsey, and the people arrested on September 28, 2020. He seeks suppression under the fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine. Okay, guys, what is the give me a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to break down what the fruit of the poisonous tree is. 1 if you guys want me to break it down. 2 if you guys don't want me to break it down, and continue on. 1 if you want me to break down fruit of the poisonous tree. 2 if you guys want me to just continue on, and you already know what it means. What are they saying?
A lot of ones.
A lot of ones?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Guys, fruit of the poisonous tree is basically, let's say I illegally obtain evidence. Let's say I go into your house, I don't get a search warrant, and I find drugs and guns and a dead body. Okay? Well, since I didn't get a search warrant to legally go into that home to search, now all that evidence is thrown out. It cannot be used against the person in the house. That is the fruit of a poisonous tree. And everything else that comes from it is now null and void. And the reason why the fruit of the poisonous tree exists is to is to let law enforcement know that if you illegally obtain evidence, it's going to fuck up your entire case. So you find drugs, you find a gun, whatever it is, it don't matter. It's going to get thrown out, thrown out as evidence because you illegally obtained it by violating someone's Fourth Amendment rights.
Okay.
This is Golden's only argument for suppressing the firearm found in Ramsey's possession. Second, Golden challenges the warrants for the Cadillac and Acura. Here, and remember, guys, Golden isn't actually challenging this. This is his lawyers doing all this. He argues that the warrants were unconstitutional under the Fourth Amendment because they lack particularity. Moreover, he charges that the probable cause affidavits used to obtain the warrants, all authored by Corporal Bennett, contain numerous falsehoods and material omissions, so the warrants are invalid under the Supreme Court's decision in Franks versus Delaware. You know what? Now I'm intrigued to figure out what is Franks versus Delaware. This is probably some precedent case. Franks versus Delaware. All right, some Supreme Court finding. All right, let's see. Let's do some research here at FEDIT, okay? Franks versus Delaware is a United States Supreme Court case dealing with defendants' rights to challenge evidence collected on the basis of warrant granted on the basis of a false statement. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay, so it's a case precedent that set precedent that basically if you get a warrant off of false statements, you cannot, the whole warrant is thrown out. Okay, cool. Now we know what that is. So they're referencing that case. Guys, like the goddamn video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel, man. Okay, I've been going for almost 3 hours here. The real big man, like the goddamn video. Got this man repeating himself all the goddamn time. That's why I asked the chat if y'all want me to do it, but you guys always want me to define it. And we get a lot of new viewers, man, so I don't mind. It's just that I'll ask the chat what y'all want. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of this is not a dictatorship here. This is a democracy over at FEDIT 1811. Just subscribe to the channel and like the video. Because like 70% of my viewership isn't even subscribed to the channel, man. So subscribe to the goddamn channel. All right. Okay, Franks versus Delaware. On that basis, he seeks to suppress the firearm found in Acura as the fruit of an unconstitutional warrant. He also seeks to suppress the SD card media as the fruit of the unconstitutional warrant to search the Cadillac. Finally, Golden challenges the warrant to search the SD cards and obtain SD card media. He levels a Frank challenge and also argues that the warrant was technically flawed on its face. Law and analysis. The Fourth Amendment provides, here we go, guys, the Fourth Amendment, okay? The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. So in other words, you can't violate someone's rights unless you get a warrant, and that warrant must be based on probable cause and supported by oath or affirmation, aka under under the penalty of perjury. Okay. And then they're going to say law and analysis, right? They're going to talk about why the Fourth Amendment is important. We can skip this. The framers of the United States, why they had that Fourth Amendment standing, right? This is more legal jargon. Okay. Fourth Amendment standing as to the firearms. Okay, Golden's Fourth Amendment standing as to the firearms is shaky because the firearms were not recovered from his person. Therefore, he invokes the fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine. The fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine prohibits the introduction at trial of all evidence that is a derivative of an illegal search or evidence known as the fruit of the poisonous tree. However, not all evidence is excluded merely because it would have not been discovered but for a constitutional violation. Instead, the question is whether granting establishment of the primary illegality, the evidence to which the instant objection is made has been come at by exploitation of that illegality, or instead by means sufficiently distinguishable to be purged of the primary taint. So, okay, what the fuck does that mean in English? Okay, so it basically means if they were able to get that evidence in a legal way, then it's okay. But let's be honest, 9 out of 10 times, if you get a search warrant and it was done incorrectly, you would have never got that fucking evidence in that house, right? So it gets suppressed 99% of the time. But let's say, let's see if I can give you guys an example here. Let's say I get a search warrant, okay? Right? Let's say I get a search warrant, but when I'm searching the house, I find an attic that is locked that I had not wanted to search that I did not have in the warrant. Like I didn't know that it was like an adjacent property to the search warrant. I didn't specifically say that I needed to search it, right? But I don't know, by some magic, the door flings open, right? And the doors fling open of the thing, and I see a bunch of guns and 20 kilos of coke in there. Okay, so in that case, right? Now they can say, "Oh, well, you didn't have the right to search that. That's fruit of a poisonous tree." But I'm gonna have a defense, and I'm gonna say, "Well, good faith and inevitable discovery." Now we're getting in the weeds here a little bit, but stay with me, okay? Stay with me. If I had a right to, if you have a right to be there, you have a right to see. Does that make sense? So I had a right to be at that house and on that property, and the door flung open, even though I didn't have it written on the search warrant, and I saw the drugs. Inevitable discovery. Okay, so what that basically means is they can't suppress that under fruit of a poisonous tree because I had a right to be there. Okay, even though I saw the evidence in a way that wasn't necessarily, I guess, the best way to see it. Right, it can be challenged because I didn't have a warrant for that particular thing. It opened up naturally, and I had a right to be, right to see. Okay, just remember that. So okay, let's continue on. Garland presses that he can seek to suppress both firearms because no weapon would have ever been removed from a vehicle or from Marvin Ramsey were it not for the unconstitutional detentions that began the moment the police arrived onto the block of Chippewa. Golden points to the fact that the recovery of the firearms was within close temporal proximity to the unlawful detentions. He also asserts that there was no intervening circumstance to attenuate the physical restraint of the people from the searches and seizures of their persons and their vehicles. Golden cites this court's decision in United States versus Fields. Okay, let's look at this one too. Yo, we are literally having a fucking law class here. Like the goddamn video. Y'all are not going to get this kind of content anywhere else. Someone actually reading legal documents with you guys and breaking it down. What the hell is going on here? Okay, I'm taking this crazy ass English and bringing it to real English for y'all. So let's pull this up real fast because I'm learning as well because I didn't hear about this case before. But let's pull this bad boy up. Let's see here. Was this it? Yeah. Okay. So, right, because in law enforcement, guys, they teach you like basic cases, like they teach you like the main ones, like Tennessee versus Garner. They teach you a lot of use of force ones. This is like more lawyer shit. Okay. But yeah, let's get this here. U.S. versus Fields. American Psychology Association. Okay. Let's see here. Sentence opposed to a defendant. Expert witness psychologist to competency. Is that correct? No, that can't be right. Let's look at another one. Oh yeah, this one. Okay. Okay, Petitioner Edward Fields pleaded guilty in federal court to 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of using a firearm during a federal crime of violence causing the death of a person, and 2 counts of assimilative crime. Fields was sentenced by jury to death on each of the 2 murder convictions and significant terms of imprisonment on each of the remaining convictions. After completing the direct appeal process, Fields initiated proceedings before the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals by filing a motion to vacate, set aside, or correct a sentence pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 2255. The district court denied Fields' petition and also denied him a certificate of appealability. After its review, the 10th court reversed in part the district court with directions to conduct in it. Okay, so let's see here. So they reversed in part and remanded to the district court with direction to conduct an evidentiary hearing on Fields' claim that his trial counsel was ineffective for failing to adequately investigate and present at trial evidence of his organic brain damage. Okay, so to me, it looks like something that is out of their control. Okay, so they basically hit him on something that was a little bit out of his control. So because what he's saying here, okay, this might be a reach by his defense, but let's see here. Okay, so there was nothing to intervene the physical restraint of them. So there was nothing they can do, essentially, which is kind of like that guy having his brain damage. There was nothing that he can do. Okay, that's how it seems interpreted to me. If we got any lawyers in the chat, let me know if I'm correct there. The defendant Fields was a passenger in a vehicle parked in a driveway of a house. He sought to suppress several firearms that were found under the house. The government argued that Fields lacked the Fourth Amendment standing to contest the search. Oh, okay, so this is a fucking another case. What the fuck is this shit then? Okay, let's read this then. Okay, to contest the search under the house because Fields lacked the reasonable expectation of privacy as to the house. The court did not decide that issue. Instead, the court applied the established rule that a passenger in a vehicle that is stopped by police officers is seized within the meaning of the Fourth Amendment. Therefore, Fields had standing to contest the seizure and the firearms as fruit of that seizure. The court held that Fields was unconstitutionally seized and the firearms must be suppressed as fruits of the unconstitutional seizure. Okay, all right, I get it now. All right. Golden relies on footnote 60 in Fields. It is not the case that the fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine applies only when the defendant has standing regarding both the violation which constitutes the poisonous tree and separate standing regarding the evidence which constitutes the fruit of the poisonous tree. Therefore, the Fields defendant could challenge the seizure of his person as a violation of his privacy interest, regardless of whether he could establish a property interest in the item he sought to suppress. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense now. Basically, it was like going to be like, yo, they unlawfully detained me, right? They seized me, and as a byproduct of them seizing me unlawfully, they were able to seize the gun. Okay, which I'll give you guys an example of this. That's a little bit easier to understand. Let's say I have a police officer, right? Because the feds do this shit all the time. I know that a guy's traveling and he has drugs in the car, right? Like he has 5 kilos, right? We've been watching him. And I'm going to get the state trooper to stop him. Here's the problem, though. The state trooper can't just stop him, put the lights on. Hey, asshole, I know you got drugs in the car. Get out. Can't do that. He's got to establish his own probable cause to stop the guy. So, he's going to wait until he doesn't, do a turn signal. Boom, he can stop him for that. He's going to wait until he speeds. Boom, he can stop him for that. He's going to look. Maybe he doesn't have a, he has like a fucking, what's the thing in the car that you put on the rear view window mirror?
Did you put on the rear view mirror?
Yeah, the thing that makes the car smell good.
Oh, air freshener.
Or air freshener, whatever. It obstructs his view. Like, or let's say he does all 3 of those things. Perfect. Now the trooper has probable cause to stop the vehicle, okay, and conduct a stop so that he can, try to get to the bottom of it and get to the drugs. Does that make sense? Now he has a real reason to stop him. So, and get the drugs. But let's say he just stopped him for nothing. Said, "Hey, you got drugs in the back." That seizure is going to be thrown out because he unlawfully detained the person first. He unlawfully seized the human, and then unlawfully seized the drug subsequently to that. Does that make sense, guys? So, so that's a little bit more of an easier example to understand. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so Fourth Amendment standing against the SD card media. The government argues that Golden Hat lacks a reasonable expectation of privacy as to the camera and SD cards because Ramsey owned those items. Okay, that's a good argument. Further, is Golden's burden to establish an expectation of privacy as to those items, and he presented no evidence on that point. Therefore, Golden lacks standing to suppress the camera and SD cards. But finding that Golden lacks standing to suppress the SD cards is not in the end of the inquiry. Although he cannot challenge the seizure of the cards themselves, he may have a constitutionally protected privacy interest in the contents of the SD cards and the SD card media. As to Golden's reported reasonable expectation of privacy in SD card media, the government pushes a 2-pronged argument. First, Atlantic Records has a property interest in the media, so Golden cannot have a reasonable expectation of privacy to it. Damn, okay. And second, the media serves a commercial purpose, so it is entitled to less protection than personal property per the Supreme Court decision in Minnesota versus Carter. Okay, let's look at this case too. Bro, I'm learning myself here. That's a good argument. This is why the law is very interesting, guys, because you can just argue this shit all day, bro. All right, so let's look at this shit. All right, Minnesota versus Carter. A police officer looked into an apartment window through a gap in a closed blind and observed respondents Carter and Johns in the apartment, lessee bagging cocaine. After respondents were arrested, they moved to suppress inter alia, cocaine and other evidence obtained from the apartment and their car arguing that the officer's initial observation was an unreasonable search in the violation of the Fourth Amendment. Respondents were convicted of drug state offenses. The Minnesota court held that since they were not overnight social guests, they were not entitled to Fourth Amendment protection, and that the officer's observation was not a search under the Fourth Amendment. Okay. So basically, that's what they're using to say here, that he has less protection because it's not his personal property. Just like those guys were not overnight guests at a spot, so they have less expectation of privacy. Remember, guys, what did I tell you? Reasonable expectation of privacy drives the Fourth Amendment, okay? Reasonable expectation of privacy, REP. Right? So, for example, the house has the highest reasonable expectation of privacy. The police need a lot of evidence to be able to search your home. Then underneath that is your car. Then underneath that is, maybe your fucking, I don't know, maybe your storage unit, well, no, storage unit's going to need more than that. But you guys get the idea. You're going to need more expectation of privacy that based on, like the home is the castle, right? It's the highest expectation of privacy. And then argue over the home is your phone calls, aka Title III intercepts, where they're listening real time to your phone. Because you need a lot to be able to listen to someone's phone. And I broke down Title III, guys, on another video on this channel. It's on the clips. Just search like phone taps, and it's going to come right up, and I break down how Title IIIs operate. Like the goddamn video, man. Too much sauce here. Galden urges that the Atlantic Records has no role in the production, creation, or distribution of videos until Galden incorporates it into his music videos. Okay, good argument. He asserts that Atlantic Records considers the footage to be Galden's private property until it's incorporated into a video. Okay, good argument. Galden called 3 witnesses in support of his argument that he has Fourth Amendment standing to contest the search of the SDE media: Karen Boss of Red River Bank, Julia Greenwald, the chairman of Atlantic Records, and Lily Thrall, the director of video operations at Atlantic Records. Karen Boss testified that according to Bank Records, a company owned by Galden Ramsey in July 2020, a notation attached to the payment identified Ramsey as cameraman. Greenwald's testimony was extensive. On direct examination, she testified that Galden is often accompanied by a photographer or videographer who captures lifestyle images and a video of Galden. Greenwald explained that Galden uploads songs, videos, and other content directly to YouTube and other social media platforms. Greenwald defined content as all kinds of lifestyle content that isn't music videos. After Galden uploaded the media, Atlantic Records clears it up, meaning it ensures that the proper royalties are paid and other music industry norms are followed. Importantly, Greenwald testified that Atlantic Records never sees the overwhelming majority of the footage that is shot. Specifically, she testified that, as a practice, he shoots a lot of stuff, and then he determines what he wants to go up on YouTube, what he actually wants us to put up ourselves and then share with other platforms like Apple and Facebook and Amazon. But, for the most part, we have no idea what he's shooting. When he's shooting music videos or content, he, puts it up, and we usually come behind him. Okay, so that's good on his part. So basically what the record label is doing there is they're establishing that he has creative control of the content. Therefore, he has more power over it, and the label does not. Therefore, he has a higher reasonable expectation of privacy. You guys see what I'm saying? The less people that have access to it, the higher the reasonable expectation of privacy. See the delicate balance here, guys? Give me some ones in the chat if you guys are enjoying this and you guys are learning. This is probably one of the most informative episodes I've ever done on Fed as I get a break of water. Give me ones in the chat if you guys are really enjoying this and learning. Cool. Awesome. All right. Further, Greenwald testified that sends footage to YouTube or us, I would have no idea what is on the footage, just in response to a question or direct as to whether she could demand that Galden turn over footage to Atlantic Records. Greenwald testified that we would never demand anybody to give us art or music that they don't want us to have. Okay. On cross-examination, the government elicited testimony that Atlantic Records maintain some rights over Galden's professional image and his music, insofar he cannot unilaterally use his image to promote his music or other record label. Additionally, the government adduced testimony that Atlantic Records has reimbursed Galden for costs of videos he submitted that Atlantic Records needed to claim. Greenwald also testified that videos that Galden puts up are used for the commercial purpose of promoting his music. Thrall, Atlantic's director of music operations, explained that there was a distinction between formal videos that go on YouTube and everyday lifestyle footage that people may upload on social media. In some, the development of the formal videos is managed by Atlantic Records, while everyday lifestyle footage is not. Thrall also testified that she only received edited videos from Galden and never raw footage. which she explained is footage taken directly from the camera without any editing. On cross-examination, Raul stated that she knew she was not receiving raw footage from Golden because raw footage used different file formats. She testified that all the video footage that shot is to promote Golden's music and lifestyle. In response to the question, his lifestyle is for commercial purpose, correct? Raul testified it will be exploited for a commercial purpose if Atlantic receives it. Okay, that's a good point. Based on the testimony summarized above and other evidence adduced at the hearing, so they brought everybody in, guys. This is a big deal. They brought in his record people. They brought in the cops. They brought in, and I assume the defense brought in his record label, obviously, for obvious reasons. Yeah, see people in the chat saying Atlanta trying to keep him free for real. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Atlantic taking care of their people, I guess. I gotta give them a Don DeMarco for that one. The court finds that the facts were established by a preponderance of the evidence. Golden's company paid Ramsey for cameraman services in July 2020. Golden records much of his daily life through hired videographers, including Ramsey. Golden uploads excerpts of lifestyle video directly to YouTube without the prior involvement or knowledge of Atlantic Records. Atlantic Records does not see the majority of media that Golden creates. It is unclear whether Atlantic Records has the ability to demand that Golden provide it with the media that he creates. Atlantic Records has some rights to Golden's professional image and his music. Atlantic Records has, at some point, reimbursed Golden's company for the cost of the media that Atlantic Records became involved with after Golden in some way distributed that media. If Atlantic Records receives and publishes media from Golden, or if Golden publishes media directly on YouTube or social media, that media is used for a commercial purpose. Conversely, if Golden does not share media with Atlantic Records or otherwise distribute the media, the undistributed media is not used for commercial purpose. Critically, Atlantic Records is not involved in the media that Golden captures until the media is published directly by Golden or distributed by Golden to Atlantic Records. The parties' arguments center around a property rights understanding of the scope of the Fourth Amendment. However, at the Supreme Court recently explained in Byrd versus United States, exceptions of privacy protected by the Fourth Amendment, of course, need to be based on common law interest in real or personal property or on the invasion of such an interest. Okay, let me see if I'm a G for real. I think I remember this case. Byrd versus United States has to do with thermal goggles. Let's see if I'm right, chat. Let's see. I think it has to do with thermal goggles, if my memory serves me correct from my law training. If I get this, I'm a fucking G. Let's see. Nope. Let's just go Supreme Court. Okay, rental car. Okay, I was not right. Okay, yeah. So the mere fact that a driver is in lawful possession of a control of rental car is not listed on the rental agreement will not defeat his or her otherwise reasonable expectation of privacy. Okay. You know, what is the one night thermal goggles US law precedent? It was with a K or something like that. Yeah, Kylo versus United States. Okay. Thermal imaging. Does it consider a search? Okay. I remember that one. All right. Sorry, guys. Bringing back good memories. Okay. Okay. So, however, as the Supreme Court recently explained in Byrd versus United States, expectation of privacy protected by the Fourth Amendment, of course, need not be based on a common law interest in real estate or personal property or on the invasion of such an interest. But these property concepts are instructive in determining the presence or absence of the privacy interest protected by that amendment. The court clarified that the traditional property-based understanding of the Fourth Amendment was supplemented but not displaced by the reasonable expectation of privacy test. Further, in the main, one who owns or lawfully possesses or controls property will, in all likelihood, have a legitimate expectation of privacy by virtue of right to exclude. Okay, and some, while our property interest in the area searched or thing seized is usually sufficient to establish a reasonable expectation of privacy, it is not necessary. Okay, so we got that pretty much from Atlantic. Franks versus Delaware analysis. Okay, so let's sum this bad boy up. Okay. Conclusion: for a reason set above, Golden's motion to suppress is denied in part and granted in part. So let's go here. Okay, so they didn't get the good faith exception. Let's read from the Leon court. Also recognized that if a police officer acts in an objectively unreasonable good faith, the justifications for the good faith exception disappear and suppression is the appropriate remedy. The officer's reliance on the magistrate's probable cause determination and the technical sufficiency of the warrant he issues must be objectively reasonable, and it is clear that in some circumstances, the officer will have no reasonable grounds for believing that the warrant was properly issued. The Leon court described 4 situations where suppression remains an appropriate remedy. As summarized by the Fifth Circuit, suppression is appropriate when the issuing judge was misled by information in an affidavit that the affiant knew was false or would have known was false, except for his reckless disregard of the truth. To the issuing judge wholly abandoned his judicial role in such a manner that no reasonably well-trained officer should rely on the warrant. 3, the underlying affidavit is bare bones, so lacking an indica of probable cause as to render official belief in the existence of entirely unreasonable. Or 4, the warrant is so facially deficient that the executing officers cannot reasonably presume it to be valid. In sum, the Leon court held that the good faith exception turns on officers' objective reasonableness. The good faith exception does not apply in this case for 2 reasons. First, the Leon situation applies because Corporal Bennett recklessly included false information that misled the issuing judge. Second, the officer who executed the warrant could not have acted in objectively reasonable good faith because the warrant was so facially deficient, and that the executing officer could not have reasonably presumed that it was valid. The Fifth Circuit appealed Leon versus United States. Okay, and this is what they're saying. The second mistake rests with the officer that executed the warrant. As explained below, above, the warrant does not authorize the search of the camera, SD cards, and computer. This failure is clear on the face of the warrant, which is barely over a page long. The executing officer should have known that he lacked the legal authority to search the items listed on the warrant. The court finds the executing officer's mistake on failing to read and understand the scope of the authority of the warrant conveyed rises to the level of gross negligence that the exclusionary rule is designed to deter. To hold otherwise would encourage executing officers to assume rather than read the contents of the warrant and structure their searches based on what the affiant requested rather than what the issuing judge actually granted. Guys, that's a big distinction there, okay? The court cannot find the executing officer acted in objectively reasonable good faith when simply reading the warrant would have exposed its fatal flaw. Therefore, the Leon good faith exception to the exclusionary rule does not apply. In sum, Golden cannot seek to suppress the firearms because he lacks Fourth Amendment standing as to them. However, he has Fourth Amendment standing as to the SD card media. Suppression of the SD card media is appropriate because the warrant was invalid on its face, and the warrant is not saved by the good faith exception to the exclusionary rule. The warrant is also rendered invalid after the fact because Corporal Bennett recklessly included materially misleading information in it. So, guys, that is a big L for your boy Corporal Bennett, and yeah, yeah, that is a big L for him. So let's. All right, so this is some crazy shit, man. Can you read some of these super chats, Doll? Will I take a quick whiz?
Sure.
And I'm gonna conclude this thing.
How you see how it's not popped up there?
Speak up so they can hear you.
Okay. Hold on. Let me get everybody super chat in. Okay, so the first one I seen. Hold on, you guys. I'm new to this, so y'all gotta bear with me. Okay, so first time watching an episode, but been subscribed to the channel, enjoying every minute of it. Keep it going, bro. That's Jake Smooth Lifestyle, $5. Alberto, $4.99. Doll Mamita Hermosa. We have Jason T, $5. I'm a second year law.
Can you highlight on the screen? Click it.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh. Okay. I'm a second year law student and have been working civil litigations for 5 years. Myron is going in. Here's my tuition, bro. Grab yourself a watermelon monster.
There you go. So y'all know I'm not cap. Oh, we got Fresh Prince CEO in the chat. Bruh, Dollface here. Get 100 gang. Yeah, guys. So okay. So prediction. Oh, did we have more chats? Did I miss?
Like 1 or 2.
Okay, let me I'll pull them up on the side here.
All right.
To make sure I don't miss any of y'all. So let me give you guys my predictions. If you guys got any questions, go ahead and get them in now. So first and foremost, did you guys enjoy that breakdown of the case? Give me fire emojis in the chat if you guys actually enjoyed that. I hope it wasn't too long for you guys. But if you guys enjoyed that shit, let me know, man. Give me some fire emojis and ones in the chat. If it was trash, give me a 2. And honestly, if it was trash, give me a 2. Real talk. I don't mind the criticism. I want to get better. So if it wasn't good, you guys didn't enjoy it, it's cool. Just give me 2s in the chat, and I'll try to fix it for the next time. What are we getting? Because I can't see right now.
I'm getting a lot of 1s, a lot of fire. They like it. It's
good,
fire.
Good. All right. Any 2s?
I mean, the 2s are a mistake. They hit 2 by accident.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So I'm going to read the super chats, guys, and I'm going to give my predictions on what the hell I think is going to happen. Okay. So let me see here. Let me make sure I don't miss any of your guys' chat. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there was a lot of chats here. Let me make sure I don't miss any of them. Okay. So, Raul went, I read your chat. Be prepared for all the YB fans to hop on this video and praise their Lord and Savior. Okay. You really motivate me, bro. I'm starting my YouTube soon. That's from 843. Thank you so much. What's your favorite sound effect from the soundboard? For this one, for this show, I'm gonna say this one.
Stupid.
Because they fucked up there. Ariel Bibilionia. What's your? Oh, read that one. Sorry. I like YB and Vaughn. Never been a Dirk fan, but I personally don't care for that beef stuff. It only amplifies black on black crime, and that's from the Don. Cool. Thank you. RJ Cowell, you should link up with my friend. Oh, yeah, Colleen New York. Yep, I told you about that one. Manja Singh Tour, $5. Fun facts: gun produced before 1899 aren't considered firearms, and suppressors are considered firearms too. Yes, they are. Garusama, the $50. Thank you so much. Mohammed Naidi, dollar super sticker. Thank you so much. Shout out to Big Mo on his weight loss. Yep, that's from Big Al. Cali 209, great content, Myron. Thank you. Isaac J Smooth, can you do a breakdown on what ghost guns are? Oh yes. Give me a case, guys. Isaac J Smooth, go ahead and super chat a case that you know that has to deal with that. That's federal, and I'll put it on my list. Myron, how many gallons of water do you drink a day? That's $2 from Big Al. I drink at least 1 or 2. Myron, do you like steak? Is it a Bitcoin casino that everyone is doing for fun online? You earn crypto, my guy. You can earn crypto. Nah, man, I don't like staking my stuff. I just buy and hold, baby. I don't do anything crazy like that. Love the content and time and effort it takes to bring it up to us. Thank you so much, James. Patient Saint, I got you, bro. Good shit. Keep up the great work, Myron. You was the GOAT. Thank you from Rem. Miami, where you got to worry about the cucarachas just as much as the 304s. LOL. James, thank you so much. $10. Can we get an interrogation walkthrough video? Yes, I will I will do an interview replication for you guys. I'll do that for you guys one day because I know you guys really are interested in that. And then I'll also do a firearms video too, firearm safety video. Yo, Myra, what happened to Mia Khalifa, Special Agent Shaniqua in the building? That was actually pretty fucking funny. FBI, open up! Okay, yo, how you doing? I fuck with the content. Keep doing you. And that's from Marquion Watkins. Thank you. You should look into the Cain Velasquez attempted murder case. $10 from Ali Panda. Thank you. Michael Mistroke, Myron working hard. Thank you. Ant Fo, $5. Shout out to Myron. You saved me from deleting myself. Hey, where's Christina? She'll be back. Don't worry, guys. The devil is in the details. Great content. FNF Dallas. That's from our boy Rod Erick. Let's see here. Jake's Move Lifestyle. First time watching an episode, but been subscribed to the channel. Enjoying every minute. Keep it going, bro. Thank you so much. Don Mamita Hermosa. That's from Alberto. I think that's something, some kind of compliment to you. You got anything you want to say to people on that one?
I mean, I ain't understand it, but thank you.
Okay. I'm a second-year law student. Okay, and yeah, thank you so much for that, Jason T. Roadrunner. Message deleted. Probably made fun of somebody. Sorry, Dollface. We got trolls. We're on the case. Thank you for Michael Mistroke. Hey, yo, y'all, they can't hurt Doll's feelings, bro. She don't give a fuck, man.
Y'all really can't.
She really don't give a fuck about trolls, bro. All right, cool. Okay, so my predictions here. All right, so here's the thing. I think I know why this dude royally fucked up. What I think happened here, guys, is they had an informant and they wanted to protect that informant. So they used the 911 call to kind of wall off the informant, okay? And what walling off, guys, is let's say I get information, right? Let's say I get information that there's going to be a drug deal happening on this day and time, right? Let's say I get information from an informant that that's going to happen. Well, unfortunately, if I go and bust that drug deal, I'm going to have to disclose how I knew it was going down. And who's the only person that told me? My informant, right? So what you'll have to do sometimes is you'll have to wall it off. So you'll have to get that same information another way. Okay? So you got to almost like reconstruct you got to reconstruct it, right? Parallel reconstruct it on the side. All right? And this is like another investigative technique. I'm giving y'all some sauce right now. I'm not going to go into full detail about it, but just understand that if you get information that's going to lead to a bust or lead to some kind of action, right, and it comes from an informant, you're going to need to wall it off to a degree, unless you don't give a fuck about burning your informant. Now, for them to have information like that about guns and the day and the time and everything like that, more than likely there's a snitch involved, okay? And it wasn't that 911 caller. What this dude fucked up is that he did not wall it off properly if he's trying to protect his informant, which to me it sounds like that because they keep referring to a reliable informant, but then they have a 911 caller. I think it's two different people, guys, honestly, is what I think. I just think that the officer was not sophisticated enough to understand how to properly wall off an informant. And this is the difference between a detective, a patrolman, and a special agent. When you're an agent, you know this shit because you have informants all the time. Guys, when I was an active agent, I had, at one point, I controlled like, I controlled somewhere between like 8 and 10 different sources of information, right? Some of them were documented informants. Some of them were cooperating defendants. Some of them were just sources of information. Some of them were people that just would call me to give me information because they liked me. They thought I was nice. So they would call me and give me information on criminal activity going on. So at one point, guys, I was controlling like 10 different sources of information. You know what I'm saying? Now, a documented informant has the highest level of you need to protect him. Why? Because number one, he's trusting in you to protect his identity because you don't use his real name in any of your reports. You refer to him as like a CI number, right? Then number two, he's paid. Okay. Most informants are paid or they get some kind of benefit, whether it's immigration benefit or they get paid or whatever it is. And then number three, you want to continue to use them. Okay? Because a lot of the times the best informants give you information on like multiple cases because they're involved in so much different criminal activity. They're like a middleman in this case. They're a supplier in another case. They're doing this. They're a alleged hitman in another case. So they're involved in so many different types of criminal organizations. You want to keep that guy protected. Okay? So you need to wall off and protect your informant. The problem is that this guy, I'm willing to bet, did have an informant in the case. He did have someone that was probably providing information on an NBA Youngboy. Because let me tell y'all something real quick. You're not going to make a fucking operation never free again unless you have an informant. All right? That's the truth. You are not going to sit there and double investigation, operation never free again, and make it federal and have the FBI involved and all this other stuff if you don't have informants in place. Okay? The problem is that the patrolman, the Baton Rouge Police Department, whoever was assigned, and I'm willing to bet, I am willing to bet someone on that street crime thing is a task force officer with the FBI. Yeah, I fucking said it. One of those patrolmen is more than likely a task force officer with the FBI or some kind of federal agency, which is how they were able to even get this motherfucker into a federal court in the first place. Okay? Guaranteed. Now, if you guys want me to, give me a 1 in the chat and I'll explain what the hell a task force officer is again, because I want you guys to really understand this prediction here. Give me a 1 in the chat and I'll explain what a task force officer is. If you guys remember what it is, then I won't go through it. 2 in the chat if you guys don't want me to do it. 1 in the chat if you want me to explain what a task force officer is. Damn it, I left my water. Where is it?
Right behind you.
All right. What's the chat saying? Okay, they want me to break it down.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is a task force officer? A task force officer, guys, is a guy that is deputized by a federal agency to conduct federal investigations. Okay? So let's say this guy, Bennett, is assigned to the FBI Safe Streets Task Force. Okay? He basically gets an FBI badge and he still has his Baton Rouge badge. Why is this important? Well, he can enforce state laws and he can also enforce federal laws. Okay? And why that's important is because he can do a traffic stop, he can arrest you federally, he can he could put together a federal case, but he can also put together a state case. And there's a lot of times, guys, where you might not be able to put together, you might not be able to do a federal case that's going to be qualified for federal prosecution, but you could push it through the state, build it, and then make it federal. And this is where task force officers become critical, because not only do they have the state and federal authority, from a funding standpoint, they're fantastic. Why? Because they work overtime and they get paid for the overtime. Let me tell you guys something about special agents. They don't get overtime, okay? They get something called LEAP, Law Enforcement Availability Pay. What is LEAP? LEAP is basically you get paid 25% of your base salary. That's it. You don't get anything else, okay? So if you're, let's say you're a GS7, you make, GS is a government scale, guys. Government scale, it's a pay. The government, you get paid by the same scale. It's called the GS scale. Let's say you're like a GS7 or a GL7. Okay, don't matter. You get 50 grand per year, right? On paper, and then you get LEAP on top of that. That's 25% on top of that 50,000. So that's $12,500. Now you earn $62,500 per year with your LEAP. Guess what? Whether you work, and you're supposed to work 50 hours per week. Every special agent is supposed to work 8 hours plus another 2 hours called LEAP, Law Enforcement Availability Pay, right? That's at 25%. Whether you work 2 hours that day or an extra 6 hours that day, it doesn't matter. You're only going to get that 25%. It's very difficult to get overtime and night differential pay and all the other stuff as a federal agent. The only people that really get those guys are guys that work in Secret Service or diplomatic security service. So if you do some type of protection detail, yes, you're going to get overtime. And then the other way to get it is when you do Title III wire intercepts, which I talked to you guys about on another episode, because those require a lot of manpower, a lot of time. So yeah, you can go ahead and get paid overtime through T3. But in general, it's very difficult to get overtime as a federal agent. So let's spin it back to what the hell I was talking about. Why are task force officers critical? They're critical because they have state and federal authority and they can work overtime. And guess what? Who pays for the overtime? The federal agency pays for the overtime because they have a lot of federal funding for police departments to bring task force officers on because it's free, basically labor. And on top of that, they pay for the overtime. So that's the exchange. The police department gives away their detective or when they're patrolman or whatever it is. I give you to the federal agency. Okay, we have a stake in that federal agency now. And then on top of that, I don't have to worry about paying you overtime. The feds pay your overtime. I cut you a check. I pay your salary. And I pay your overtime, but the feds reimburse me for said overtime. And that is how task force officers work in the United States. The FBI has them. Homeland Security Investigations has them. DEA has them. ATF has them. DEA and ATF have the most task force officers. That agency, those two agencies right there, guys, is over 50% task force officers. You might be in a field office with ATF or DEA where there's only like 2 DEA agents and like 10 task force officers. That's very common, okay? FBI is a little bit more, 50-50. HSI is mostly agents. We have task force officers a lot too. And the FBI has mostly agents as well. They're probably like 80, 70, 30. We're also like 70-30. But DEA and ATF heavily subsidized by task force officers because they investigate drug and gun crimes. And those are crimes that the state investigates too. So a lot of the time they're able to sit there with the feds, do the case. And if they can do it federal, they try. But if they can't, they do a state as well. Okay. So that is how state task force officers work. Now, why the hell is that important to this case? Because I'm willing to bet someone on that street crime task force or that street crime unit that they do is probably assigned to the FBI. Okay, whether they're assigned as a full-on task force officer, full-time, or a part-time task force officer, someone is working with the FBI in that group, and there was probably an informant involved that they didn't want to disclose, so the bureau or probably the FBI, because it was. You know what? You want to know how I know it was the FBI that did this case? Because it was FBI LA that went ahead and coordinated the arrest of NBA Youngboy in Los Angeles. If it was HSI, you ain't gonna tell the FBI, "Oh, help me out." No, you're gonna get your HSI office in LA to help you. If you're DEA, you're not gonna say, "Oh, FBI LA, I need help." Hell no. You're gonna reach out to your DEA field office in LA. You're gonna reach out to, if you're ATF, you're gonna reach out to your DEA to your LA office in LA. And here's the thing. Every federal agency has a major office in Los Angeles. Like New York and Los Angeles are like the two offices. Like no matter how small your fucking federal agency, you're going to have a a big field office in Los Angeles and New York. Those are the two premier offices. Like even IRS, which is little as hell, barely have any 1811s, aka special agents, right? They have a big New York field office and they got a big Los Angeles office. Office of Inspector General. Those agencies are super small. Those are guys like basically that oversee like, waste, fraud, management, whatever it is. Those guys have a big office in Los Angeles and a big office in New York. So there's no fucking way that, it's going to be another agency, if another federal agency that is based in Baton Rouge that's going to hit up the LA FBI office randomly and be like, hey, can you help me arrest NBA Youngboy? Like, we got a warrant for his arrest. Like, no. If anything, if you want to, let's say I'm an HSI agent in Baton Rouge and I had a warrant for NBA Youngboy, right? And I wanted to, and I needed help. I'll reach out to HSI Los Angeles, right? I'll be like, yo, I got a warrant for his arrest. I know he's in your area of responsibility. Me and that agent that gets my case, right? Remember, I told you guys you send a collateral off earlier in the show. You send a collateral off, and then that agent now has your case number, but in the LA version of the case. Me and him coordinate. Listen, bro, is it going to be too much work? If it's going to be too much work, let's delegate it to the marshals. That's how you do it at the federal system, because the marshals are responsible for getting fugitives, not necessarily these investigative agencies. Now, I'll be honest with you. Most of the time, I didn't give my warrants to the marshals unless, like, I didn't do it. In Miami, I did it because I knew the marshal guy excuse me. In Laredo, when I was in Laredo, Texas, I used to delegate my warrants to the marshals because the marshal guy was a friend of mine. So we used to go and do it together because it was fun, right? And they had a bunch of like cool toys that you can use when you go out and do these arrest warrants. But when I came to Miami, I didn't delegate my warrants to the marshals. I did it myself. But I only did that because I was friends with them. But you don't have to delegate it to the marshals. You could do it yourself. Regardless, if you do it yourself and the guy's another area of responsibility, you're going to coordinate with that respective office to get that guy, not another fucking agency. So, to summarize, I know for a fact the FBI is probably the main lead agency on this case because it was FBI LA that took the case. We just read the whole goddamn transcript on there, right? There was an FBI agent testifying at the court, so I already know they have a vested interest in there. Then, number two, the Baton Rouge Police Department, definitely one of those people that was involved in that arrest is probably a task force officer assigned to the FBI, Safe Streets Task Force in Baton Rouge, part-time or full-time, one of the two. And they probably had an informant involved and they fucked up and they didn't properly wall off the informant. They tried to conflate the informant and the 911 caller, fucked up the warrant. They wrote it state. They were lazy. They didn't write a federal search warrant, probably because they didn't want the NBA camp to know that there was a federal investigation against them, right? And they use the officers from the Baton Rouge Police Department because those guys are familiar with these dudes. They go to them all the time. They know that neighborhood. They roll up on them. It's common. We know you guys are gang members. We're just gonna fucking come in and round you guys up and cuff you up and all that other shit. The mistake they made on this one was their search warrant was trash. The NBA Youngboy has the money to fight this back, and he hired a great attorney, a great legal team that was able to see basically the fuck ups from the state officers. And I think this was a blunder because more than likely, I'm willing to bet that there was an informant involved in this that they did not want to disclose, and they tried to wall them off, and they failed. And they tried to take the easy route by going with state search warrants. That's what I think happened, guys. That is my, little bit of my conspiracy theory here on what happened. And I can only speculate, right? Because I don't fucking know the case. I'm just speaking to you guys from my experience and from reading the court documents, what I think is happened here. And then also, my prediction is, they probably have other evidence on Youngboy. And I'll tell you this, like he's not out of the he's not out of the water yet, because keep in mind they found the gun on him in Los Angeles. So I would not be surprised if FBI Los Angeles doesn't move to charge him with felon in possession again out of the Central District of California. And the only reason they probably didn't charge him was because they probably didn't want to like reveal their hand too much that the FBI was looking at this dude heavily. But that came out during discovery when they saw the never free again shit. So the cards are out now. It's very obvious. So, yeah, they might indict him for the felon in possession again for having the gun and running away from the cops while he was there in California. So that's the one thing that I would be concerned with, because they and I know they might say, oh well, no, isn't it fruit of a poisonous tree because they got an arrest because of that, whatever. Well, they might be able to argue good faith in that case, because the police officer, the agents that when they went to go get him, they were acting good faith because they had a legit arrest warrant from another district. They put him under surveillance. They saw him get in the vehicle. They tried to stop him. He ran away. They sent dogs after him. They searched the car and they found the gun there. So they're not out of the woods yet. Can Youngboy's defense team fight that? For sure. But that's something that might be a thorn that might come back to prick him, if you know what I'm saying. All right. What else? We got any questions here? I'll open it up for questions. We're 3.5 hours into this fucking podcast. But I'll tell you this, ain't nobody on YouTube broke down this NBA Youngboy case to this level, man. I'm giving myself a goddamn Don DeMarco. I don't give a fuck. Don DeMarco. I'm using terminology that people don't even know. God damn it. Dollface, where you from?
Well, I'm from Connecticut. Both parents are Jamaican. So my bloodline is Jamaican. I'm just born here.
But she went to high school out here, bro. She from Florida. She a fraud. She ain't from Connecticut, man.
Whatever.
Get out of here, bro.
Whatever.
I'm from Connecticut too, but she from Bridgeport, aka the worst place to be. Victor Bouts, arms dealer. Okay, is that his name? Victor. Can you write that down real quick on your phone or text it to me? Doll. Victor Bouts, arms dealer. I'll save that. Let's see here. Anything else? Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Predictions on the beef between Youngboy and Dirk. Man, it's all for music, bro. It's all for music, man. It's all to sell records. I don't think it's real. Like I don't think it's real to the point where like they're gonna try to kill each other. You know what I'm saying? Like the beef between like you talk like a Dirk and like a Ruga, that's real. You know what I'm saying? Like a Dirk and like, you know, FBG Duck and King Von, that's real. That's real. You know what I'm saying? But Youngboy, you know, I don't think like they're gonna run around and try to kill each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This goddamn gnat was in here. I finally killed it. And demonetized or canceled. What up, gang? Shout out to Doll. All right. Thank you, Agent Fit. Appreciate that. Yo, when you call into the show with that Wakanda shit, that should be having me dying. Karan Kaur, Dollface, on behalf of that clown, my sincere apologies. Oh, someone roasted you?
No, it was like dabbling in the dark, but I'm not offended. It's okay. You don't have to apologize.
Yeah, okay. They probably banned him. Great job, Myron. If the price is right, would you ever get back into law enforcement if the price is right? Guys, at this point, I'll be honest with you. With the government, I don't even, you know what? Here, y'all want to know how much money I was making with the government? Let's do it. I'm gonna share this with y'all. So GS scale 2020. Okay. I'm gonna show you guys how to look up how much federal agents make. You guys give me a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to show you guys, or you guys want me to just end the broadcast. If you guys want me to show you how much money they make, I'll show you. If not, give me a 1 if you want me to show you how much money federal agents make. Give me a 2 if you guys don't want me to do it and just end the show. Up to you guys. I always go off what the people want.
You know the people want.
Is it all ones overwhelmingly?
It's all ones.
Okay.
There's no twos.
All right, got y'all ninjas then. So this is what you're going to do. I'm going to show you guys step by step how to do it. So you're going to go here. Now I'm putting 2020 because this is when I last worked for the government. I left in December of 2020. December 4th was my last day. You know, and I got nothing bad to say about the government, guys. It was a fantastic career. I miss it all the time. I think about it every day. Pause. And I don't know. You know what? Honestly, maybe I'll go back. I don't know if they'll take me back. Hey, we seen your comments on Shaniqua's. We can't take you back. So anyway, you're going to type in GS scale, right? Okay. And you're going to go in here, general schedule. And they have a 2021 scale. They have a 2022 scale. But I'm going to go to the 2020 scale just for the purposes of, you know, showing you guys what I got. So you're going to go into the locality table, right? So I was under the Miami field office, right? So let's go here. Let's open this bad boy up. So I was a GS13. Okay. I was a GS13. If I'm not mistaken, I was a GS13 4 before I left, or a 5. I think I was a 5. So this is what you're going to calculate, right? So a GS5 13, right? And guys, just so you know, a GS13 is a journeyman level. Okay. And when I say journeyman, that means like that is the highest level that you can reach as an agent. After a 13, you become a supervisor, which is a 14. And then after you become a 14, there's a 15, which is a second level, second line supervisor. And then if the agency is big enough, you get something called SES, okay? Or senior executive, I forget what the S stands for. who gives a fuck? But yeah, like a special agent in charge, like for the FBI, for HSI, whatever, they're SESs. Okay. Assistant special agent in charge, they're typically 15s. And then your first line supervisor, the person that's signing off on your reports and shit like that, that's your 14. And then a journeyman case agent is a 13. That's the magic number. That's when you investigate cases. You're not a fucking paper pusher. You can be out there in the field doing shit. I mean, you could be a paper pusher too if you want. But if you want to do investigations, this is what you want to do. So I was in the Miami field office, right? I think I left at a GS5 at a step 5. So let's say 110, right? So remember, guys, what did I tell you before? You get your base salary plus 25%. So 110, right? 110,000, 138 times 1.25. No, I wasn't getting that much. I must have been a 4. Sorry, guys. I think I was a 4. So I was getting around 120 if I'm not mistaken. All right. So 106, 898 times 1.25. I was earning that much per year. About 133K when I was working for Uncle Sam. All right. It was somewhere between 120 and 130 a year. Right. And it was, I mean, hey, that was great for me, man. You know, I was taking home. They were killing me on taxes. I ain't gonna lie. They were raping me on taxes, destroying on taxes. But yeah, this is how you look up how much government employees make it's on the GS scale. All right. Now I know what some of your guys are saying. Oh, well, what about the GL scale? Okay, for law enforcement, yes, there is a GL scale. All right. You can type that in here, GL scale. But let me tell you guys something. The GL scale goes off after I think GS 11. Yeah, law enforcement officer, right? But after you pass 11, it goes right back to GS scale. So this shit is irrelevant if you're going to be a journeyman 13, because whether it's FBI, DEA, DEA is not a journeyman 13. ATF, HSI, FBI, the OPRs, the OPRs are actually 14 sometimes, but the OIGs, they're all journeyman 13s. There are some agencies that let you be a 14 as a case agent, which is very few of them, but I think CBP Internal Affairs is one, and then Office of Professional Responsibility for ICE lets you be a 14 as well, but it's only for like 5 years. Man, I'm giving you a lot of sauce right now. But anyway, yeah, guys. So this is where you can look it up for law enforcement pay. But yeah, just look at the GS scale, guys. You can look up how much any of them make. You just look at the city that they're in. I'll show you one more time. So you look at the city that they're in, right? The locality, and then you click it, right? Let's say I was in Laredo, Texas, right? You can look it up. Let's say you come in as a 9, right? Step 1, you get $56K per year, 609, and then you add plus 25%. Boom. You know what I'm saying? You add it times 1.25, and then you get how much you earn. So yeah, there is your answer, guys. How to look up how much agents make? Because yeah, the U.S. government, bro, nothing is private. Okay. All right, let's see here. I'll read the rest of these chats, guys. We got a 3 hour 37 podcast. Oh, okay. Thank you, Karan, for that. Let's see. I want to make sure I didn't miss any chats. Thank you guys so much for the support, man. Love you guys. Yeah, because this took a lot of research. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. And then let me make sure I didn't miss any here on the bottom. What were your thoughts on that, Doll?
On what? The case?
Yeah.
Or the overall?
Chronicles of Jahim, $2. Thank you so much. Just overall, I guess on this NBA Youngboy case.
The case was very interesting. Like, they had mad evidence. What surprised me was the amount of guns they had.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah.
But he got a lot of lawyers. Like, his lawyers is on point.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So it reminded me of, I don't know if y'all watch Power.
Oh yeah. I've never watched it, but I've heard about it because it actually talks about federal cases.
It does.
Is he getting time served while on house arrest? Probably not. No, I doubt it. I heavily doubt it. No one do what Myron is doing. That's a fact. Cali 209, $5. We take the law very seriously here in Cali. Yeah, you guys really do.
Their gun laws is shitty in Cali.
Yeah. This shit's just trash, bro. Very trash. Cool. That angle is so bad for you, by the way. It just like shoots down on you.
I know, because I'm so short. And then you are. And then he said,
she's sitting on a pillow and shit, guys.
I'm sitting on a pillow and still short.
Yeah. So that's comedy. All right. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much, man. Like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel because ain't nobody else on YouTube pointing out this kind of content, man. Also, guys, tomorrow we got Money Monday. So subscribe to other YouTube channel, Fresh and Fit. If you guys aren't aware, get the merch, t-shirts, hoodies, all that stuff, freshfitpodcaststore.com. Subscribe to this channel. Then check us out on Patreon, guys, patreon.com/freshfit if you really want to support us. You know, and I appreciate that greatly, guys. I love you guys. I guess I'm going to play my cool little outro now. And I'll catch you guys next week. I'll probably break down the Raul case. Comment below, guys. Actually, you know what? After I end this video, comment below what case you guys want me to break down next week. And whatever gets the most votes, I will do it. Okay? So, love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Peace. AKA, wait, hold on. Oh, yeah. I was going to do the wrong outro. Okay, I got the right one now. Peace, guys. NCIS. Okay. All right. Let's break this down, too. Okay, so NCIS, Army CID, or AKA, or so remember, guys, these companies, right? So what happens is your boys over there at the Bureau, FBI. So, okay.